Show.
XM202.
Of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious. No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile when it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can. That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us. Average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks.
You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I'll show you in the box. Who's in the box? Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box? You lie!
Well, duh.
You're a fucking liar! Shut up! Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Asshole!
Yeah.
Hooah!
Hoo-ah.
Hooah!
Hoo-ah.
Hooah!
Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ah.
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
That's right. Yes. The Friday edition of the Opie and Anthony program. And then we hit the road again. Oh, my God.
We're like a friggin' circus. It's a circus.
We're living out of a suitcase. We're heading to Washington, what, Sunday?
Yeah. Are you going to pack before Sunday? You going to pack?
No, I'll pack Sunday morning, just before we jump on the train. Ugh, that's what I do.
Damn train ride down to Washington.
Choo-choo.
More dopey-ass meetings. Have we got our meeting itinerary? Are there people we have to meet with, or we can be able to relax? I know they bring us down there for meetings, but they also bring us down there so we could do the show from there. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to do the show and not have to worry after the show about sitting in those long-winded bore fests.
That lead to nothing.
Oh, it's just... Oh. Well, you know, I don't care, though. I'm a problem solver. Today, I walked into the office this morning. I sat at my desk and proceeded to freeze again because, what is it, 25 degrees out in New York today? It's about 25 degrees, and that's a good thing to have the air conditioning blowing at the outside temperature in your office. Because, again, the grill is still MIA over my head.
Something we brought up at least 3 months ago.
So the air, instead of being diffused along the ceiling...
Which is a 30-second fix.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
It would take 30 seconds to fix this problem.
Yep.
It's been 3 months.
3 months. So instead of the air diffusing across the ceiling, it blows straight down into my chair. So I sit there freezing, shivering at my desk. So today I looked, I assessed the problem. I grabbed an old newspaper and a cardboard tube and shoved the newspaper up into the square duct hole that was blowing down on me. Problem fixed. You can cross that off your list, Washington. Cross off Anthony's freezing at his desk because the diffuser hasn't been installed in 3 months.
Yeah, we used the New York Times.
Yeah. Well, we don't read that paper.
Nah.
And then I heard one of the guys were in here in the studio looking up over my seat in here going, there's no problem in here. Like, it's fine. Like I'm an idiot talking about phantom drafts in the studio. How many times did I say in the office, in the office, in the office? Oh, my God. They don't listen or something.
Why are you in a bad mood today?
Huh? What?
You're in a bad mood today.
I don't know. Maybe I go from extreme paranoia to bad mood. Because I was paranoid this morning. Thanks to our own security guy, Master Poe.
Is it starting to get light out?
Yes, it's getting lighter faster.
That is
lighter
cool,
earlier.
Man.
Yeah. Doesn't help when I'm walking in.
Hey, that's really cool.
It's still nighttime and pitch black. And I've got Poe's words from yesterday echoing in my frightened little head.
Yeah, what did Poe say yesterday?
Well, we're sitting in the office.
After the show, right?
And Poe comes in for his greeting. It's a little hello to everybody. Comes walking in the office. And then he goes, gentlemen, there's a big black guy walking around outside asking people, saying, I want to talk to you, come here. And then I guess, telling us not to speak to him.
Right.
Like I would have gone up, yes? Well, hello?
Can I back up?
I'd like to talk to you, but I'm worried about all this cash I'm carrying.
Can I back up 1 second?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all get in here between 4 and 5 o'clock, depending on, who you are, I guess.
Why don't you give the exact minute, Opie, and the location? Why don't you do that? Tell them what I wear and what you wear. And
I said between 4 and 5. And then we're all situated in the office getting ready for the show. And then Poe strolls in about, 5:30 maybe? 5:40?
Morning, gentlemen.
And then goes, morning, gentlemen, and goes around the room and says hi to every single person in the office. And I'm like, now that we're secure in the XM studios, I'm so glad you have arrived.
We've made it in. It's like the Green Berets meeting you back at base.
Right.
You know?
That's what amazes me.
We were just out in the trenches.
He was hired, I guess, to protect us.
Yeah.
But, the scariest part of our protection is getting into this building, and he gets in the latest. He gets in the latest.
Well, no, he did. Yesterday, he informed us of the big black gentleman that was outside asking, coming up and saying, hey, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Meanwhile, Ben starts saying, oh, dude, that's the same MO the guy used when I was mugged. They come up to you and say, I want to talk to you. And Ben's giving his advice, just walk out in the middle of the street.
He didn't say walk. He goes,
that's what I do.
He goes,
run.
If you're having a problem, just run out into the middle of the street.
Yeah, because I'd rather be run over by mad daily news trucks and cabs that are racing around at 80 miles an hour on city streets at that hour.
By the way, that's also the same MO someone uses when they need directions.
Yeah, but it's the middle of the night to us.
I want to talk to you.
Know.
So now this morning, I park my truck and I have my little jaunt over to the studios. And I'm walking, and now Poe's words are echoing in my head. And every big black guy, which there just seems to be, that's all. It's me and big black guys in the morning walking the streets of Manhattan. And I'm looking, I'm so paranoid that I was waiting across the street, and I'm standing on the corner, and this large black gentleman was walking towards me. I swear, I look around like, oh, I've made a mistake. I'm not supposed to be walking in this direction. And I turn around and start walking away.
You just start wandering away from him.
And, of course, he's looking at me, and for no reason, I'm spinning around, walking backwards, looking at him. Shadows are scaring the shit out of me. Like, I'm walking, and I'm looking at my shadow, and I'm noticing there's light behind me. So if someone's behind me, I'd see two shadows.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I pass another light, which casts a second shadow of myself. I get petrified. I spin around. I'm doing pirouettes down the street. I'm petrified because of what Poe said.
You're petrified of being dragged into a doorway.
And raped and robbed.
And having your little pink anus raped.
Oh. Gangster fag is going to come bursting out. I know. There's so many of these dark doorways. You don't want to walk. There's scaffolding that's leaves these dimly lit areas.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And then I was playing urine hopscotch because the homeless guy leaves a stream of piss every morning. He's got his blanket. He's wrapped up in his blanket. He's laying in, I guess, the jewelry store vestibule. And every morning, right in front of where his junk is, there's a puddle. His blanket's wet. There's a puddle and a stream running across the sidewalk. And you can't step in it. Because at some point you got to take your shoes off and untie your laces, and perhaps they drag in it. So I'm jumping over streams of piss in the sidewalk while I'm spinning around petrified of my own shadow. Welcome to my nightmare every morning.
It's an adventure every single morning.
Every morning.
I look around like every possible angle.
When I get here, I feel like the Army Rangers that got to the stadium in Somalia. Hey, I finally made it. Once again. Unbelievable. It is a nightmare. People are saying I should get on 57th and just yell, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny that Poe arrives after we're all safely in the building.
Stay on the road, stay off the moors.
Oh, God.
Very good.
And there's always like black Escalades and just creepy vehicles out there.
Yeah, well.
Like I said, I've said this many times, cabs that look like they haven't picked up a fare ever.
Ever, yeah.
Delivery trucks, but they're not delivering anything. And what the hell goes on while the city sleeps?
It is scary out there. Because it's not nighttime where there's a lot of people maybe club hopping or walking around late night at work, cheating, just something where there's people outside. It's nothing. We go in at the time where the absolute dregs of society are still around. It's like the zombie hour. You're out there. There's nobody with any business to be on the street out there except us.
You're right.
Except morning radio personalities.
It's kind of like the zombie hours. Like
Yeah.
Between 3 and 5. There's no reason to be out there.
Even 3. No. You're getting people that are out. They're going to clubs. It's still, they don't cut people off until 4 in the morning.
All right, so 4 to 5?
4 to 5 is that hour where it's like, get out of here. Dregs of society.
If you're out there, you're up to no good.
You're absolutely up to no good, or you're just a scared radio host trying to get to work.
You're either a scared radio host or you're delivering bagels.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a fright fest out there.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween every morning.
Every morning is Halloween. I'm almost petrified.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah. And then I walk up just in time to see Opie right in front of the place getting out of a cab. Nice, safe Opie.
Dude, I was walking. You know me. I like to walk and take in the city. Wow, this is going to be a rough one today. And, but I just like you, I got, paranoid and scared and stuff. And I'm like, screw that. Door-to-door service now.
Feel safer walking up to Hot 97.
But that's why I got excited with the light. It's getting light out now. Because I'm going to start rollerblading to work.
Doesn't matter. Oh, great. Victim on wheels. That's nice. Rollerblade. It's still dark when we come in.
It's 6:15 between 4 and 5. It's not getting that.
4 and 5. It's still pitch black.
Yeah.
Very hard to see the criminals.
Oh, you haven't seen the new schedule yet.
Show's
moving. I know. The show's moving.
We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts.
We're going to try something different.
Enjoy it, people. I get no value out of this, except an extra hour I can't be home. Guaranteed this is not going to work out for me.
We'll see.
Nope.
We'll see what happens.
It's a 20-minute drive for me to come into Manhattan at 4:30 when I leave. If I leave at 5:30 because we start an hour later, if we start the show at 7, I leave an hour later at 5:30. I'm not going to get in time. I am going to have to leave. I'll probably be able to leave at 4:35 now.
No, 5.
No, 5. So I get an extra half hour in the morning.
You get an extra half, and the rest of us get an extra hour. What's up, Paul?
Good morning, guys.
Paul, good morning. Did you see the black gentleman outside?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
You saw him again?
Yes, I did.
Where is he hanging exactly?
He hangs right. What is the street?
6th and
6th. Yeah, 6th. He hangs right on 6th Avenue. He goes back and forth.
All right, I don't go all the way to 6th.
Yeah.
I walk from
Or do you? Wink, wink.
Well, I will. I'll run to 6th if somebody's chasing me. It's very frightening out there. Well, you had me completely paranoid.
My apology, but I expressed interest in getting you guys, picking you guys up wherever you are in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was told that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
We might have to rethink that.
I think maybe a meeting outside the building. I think that'd be good.
Okay.
Because it's close enough to the corner of 7th and 57th, where if I go, it's getting hot in here, you'll hear me and be able to. I could see the building from when I make the turn.
Right.
And that's my treacherous part of the walk, is the scaffolding and the dimly lit doorways that I could be dragged into and savage. Ooh.
Give me all your money and suck my dick.
Oh, God. Yo, man, I would just be, kill me. Kill me, please. Kill me.
As I was coming in this morning, I noticed on 58th Street the lights were out. So that would be a very bad spot for anyone.
Yeah, the mafia's probably planning a hit.
Oh, could be. Unscrewing the light bulbs, putting a towel around your hand.
You know what I do, though, when I'm walking in? If I'm, a little nervous about the darkness, I see ruffians. I'll walk by and start humming, I'm a police officer.
Oh, that works. Yeah.
Frightens them off.
Yeah. It really works. I'm a cop, you idiot. Stop it.
All right.
But if you let me know what time, I'll be there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
And perhaps just the waiting outside,
Okay. Not a problem. Yeah. Then I'll talk to Derek because I usually pick him up in the morning, and that's why I'm here like 5:35.
So good that
Put your collar up, throw the flowers out of your hand, and have you wait in front of the building.
It's so good to know that Derek has full protection every day.
It's good.
Oh, is that who gets the
Derek
bodyguard?
Derek gets full protection.
And meanwhile, he just kind of stands up and leans against the wall in there.
No, that's Nathaniel.
Oh, that's Nathaniel?
Yeah, that's
I thought the
Nathaniel.
other guy was.
No, that's, I think Danny. I'm
Well,
not
then
sure,
who's
though.
the guy behind the...
That's Derek.
The young
With the
molestable
headphones
one.
on is Derek?
Yeah, that's Derek. He doesn't talk much in the morning, but he does a damn good job for us.
I thought the other guy. Now I got it straight.
Young Timothy Hutton.
All
Young
right.
Timothy Hutton.
Let's say hi to Rose in PA. Hey,
Ordinary
Rose.
people version.
Hello.
Yeah.
Crying one, the one that gets me hot.
What's up, Rose?
Hello, Rose.
Nothing.
Are you drunk or something?
No, not yet.
Wow, she's in a happy mood.
Yeah, why are you laughing?
Just in a good mood.
All right, well, why are you calling the show?
Because Florida the trucker told me I had to call in to get my surprise.
Get your surprise.
What are you talking about?
I broke my vibrator, so he's getting me a surprise.
How'd you break it?
I must have used it too much.
What's with that laugh?
I don't know. You're really annoying, actually.
I don't know. I kind of like Rose.
All right, Rose, we'll go with it a little bit. So why are you calling the show?
He told me I'm supposed to call in to play a game. It's called Guess What's in My Pants.
Guess what's in my pants, huh?
We haven't played that in a while.
We haven't.
We really haven't. I don't think we've ever played it this early.
Do you know how to play?
No.
You have no idea how to play.
Are you a big fat pig?
No.
All right, good.
That gets right to the point.
All right,
I don't like sitting there and saying, how much do you weigh? How big are your boobs? How big are your hips?
I didn't want to beat around the bush
We're
today.
going to tap dance around that?
Big fat pig? No? Okay, you're it.
Well, how much you weigh?
140.
Uh-oh.
Are you 6'4"?
Yeah, how tall are you?
5'3".
So, Anthony.
Yeah. Back to the show.
Back to the show. What's wrong, Jimmy? Grab your mic back.
That made me laugh.
Is she delusional? Does she have a funhouse mirror at home?
Hello?
5'3", 140 pounds?
Yeah.
Well, that ain't going to work.
And everyone lies in one direction, so it's really 5'2", 150.
Sure.
5'2", 150.
Oh, if we'd have talked to her any longer, she'd have fessed up to being heavier and shorter. Absolutely.
All right, big news today. It's on the front page of all the newspapers here in New York. Martha has been let out of prison, everybody.
Martha's free. I was listening to the news station driving in, and my God, they had some woman on there that was outside the prison cheering for her when she left, and then they asked her why she was there supporting Martha. And she said, I want to support this woman who was put into jail under false pretenses. She was put in there because she's a powerful woman. And that's the only reason, because the men couldn't take the fact that there's a strong, powerful woman, and they had to put her in jail. Had nothing to do with her trying to make an extra couple of grand through a stock deal with information she shouldn't have had. Had nothing to do with that. It's because she's a woman.
Of course. And do you think Martha cares that this woman is standing up for her?
Absolutely not. She'd step right over her. Martha Stewart's known to be a real bitch.
Martha's sipping some really good champagne right now while you're standing out in the cold, you loser.
And there's nothing that makes me more sicker than somebody saying that it's a power. No one in America is afraid of a powerful woman. Yeah, all right. Why did they throw Gloria Allred in jail, or Oprah Winfrey, or Hillary Clinton, or Condoleezza Rice, or Madeleine Albright? You know what I mean? Or Marsha Clark. Stop.
Powerful women. All powerful women.
No one's scared of powerful women.
She's fine. She has a great career, Martha Stewart. She's better off now than she was before she went to prison.
Controversy in the end always helps.
Yep.
Martha Stewart's going to be bigger than ever now.
Yeah.
And she was huge before she went to jail, obviously, but now watch what happens.
Her stock's doing great.
Her star is rising, they say, Anthony.
Her star is rising.
Her star is rising.
She's got a whole new thing. She was kind of getting, stale, really.
Right.
Her product line and everything, her cooking shows, she was real hot for a while, and then it kind of slowed down. Now, right back on top. She probably got some cool prison tats. Nice. Right?
So that's
working out.
That's the big story. It's all over the news that she's free. She flies home in luxury.
Yeah, private jet.
Yeah, while this woman's outside the prison. Relax.
Bitching that she's in jail because she's a powerful woman.
It's all the women that Martha befriended in jail over the last 5 months.
And you think she's going to be writing back to them, pen pals in prison?
Don't sit around waiting for that phone to ring.
Yeah.
It was all cute in the news. Oh, Martha made new friends with blah blah and blah blah. Look at her on the park bench enjoying a cup of coffee with one of her new friends.
It is ridiculous that she's under house arrest and she's going to be supervised for a while as part of her release. Why does she need to be supervised? It's not like she did any violence that you have to worry that she's going to do again. Anything like that. It's ridiculous. It's kind of a waste of resources.
I agree.
Rather put those people that are going to be watching her on somebody that's let out early for rape or murder, something like that. What's Martha going to do that she's got to be supervised?
It's probably just the law the way it's written, just like you have to. It's like one of those dumb things in the law where it's like, ugh, this is in the book, so you got to do it.
Fix it.
I agree.
See, oh, look, she's logging on to E-Trade. Quick. Lunge for the computer. What the hell is she going to do?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey,
Hello.
who's this? Who's this?
Rose?
Oh, Rose.
Hey,
Rose, welcome back.
Hey, Rose.
We had a problem.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Why are you calling back?
Because I need to get my surprise. I'm going to get in trouble if I do not play Guess What's in My Pants.
Let me just ask you a question. We're not giving anything away. Who's your favorite band?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Come on.
Usually I listen to AC/DC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your favorite band, huh?
Yeah.
Why are you calling back?
Because I was told that I have to play Guess What's in My Pants so I can get my surprise since I broke my vibrator.
We know it's in your pants. A bunt.
Now we know.
Well, as
now
soon as I
now
get
we know
off of
why
this
you broke
show,
your
it'll be
vibrator.
my hand.
Yeah. All right, Jim. I won't say it. Yeah, we're gonna pass today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to pass.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
5'3", 140 pounds is kind of off our chart.
I am a redheaded version of Salma Hayek.
What?
Salma Hayek?
Salma
You
Hayek.
said Thelma?
She's an actor.
Did you say Thelma Hayek?
She's an actor.
Who is? Who?
Salma Hayek.
Oh,
She's an actress.
I heard it wrong.
You sound more like a version of, I can't remember the name of this little character, but it would be on a Bugs Bunny cartoon and spin in a circle violently and stir up dirt.
Tasmanian devil?
I am not fat. I'm tall and skinny.
You're not
You're
tall.
not tall.
It's muscle.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3", but I'm a farm girl. I have a lot of muscle.
5'3".
Is short, first of all, in America.
Yes, it is.
So you said you're a
You
tall
said you're
girl.
tall.
And how much you weigh?
About 140.
All right, and where's the problem on your body?
I really don't have a problem. I just got a nice butt.
A nice
All right,
butt.
you got a big old butt.
She's a farm girl. Do the local boys tip you over at night when you're trying to sleep?
Are you married to a black guy?
No, I am not. I'm not married. I like to explore.
Where do you live?
That's the excuse you're giving everyone?
I live in Danville.
Yeah, but you're 5'3", 140 pounds, and you're claiming that's not fat.
It's not.
Do you have a pic?
What?
Do you have a picture, a photo?
Yeah, I have a picture.
Are you top heavy?
No.
So you don't have big boobs.
No.
You're short, and you weigh 140 pounds.
Yes.
So you can't even blame that weight on huge cans.
I'm a farm girl.
You have
You have to have muscle in order to pick
No.
a 14-foot Christmas tree.
No. You have
Come on
a
now.
huge ass.
You look like Mr. Potato Head.
No.
You have a huge ass, don't you?
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Right. Right?
You have the shape of a pear.
Big ass, right?
Hey, it's a juicy ass.
Ugh.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
Juicy.
No, it's just because she used the word juicy.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you wear those juicy sweats?
Yeah.
No, I wear nice little hip hugger jeans. You know, you got to show off that ass.
Well, do you? I want to see a picture of you. Can you email Steve a picture? Because she might be really hot. She seems very confident. That's why I got to take the moment here and put the asterisk and say she's very confident.
Do you have a picture?
Yes, I do.
I'm defending you here. Can you email us a picture? I think you're probably much hotter than these boys are giving you credit for.
Send a picture to Steve@FoundryMusic.com.
Oh, yeah, that picture's getting there.
I think you will. She'll send it. Why not?
And a lot of people are going
giggling.
to send pictures now. So in the subject line, just write picture of fat pig.
Now, do you want this in the nude or do you want me fully clothed?
Nude.
Nude.
Are you joking or you really send it?
No, I'd send it. I need an address, though.
I just told you.
Just gave you an address. Oh, my God, are you annoying?
Should we give it send it to Ben or Steve?
Do you have a pen?
Yes.
Write this down. Steve at foundrymusic.com. FOUNDRYMUSIC.com. Also, if you have any pictures of male genitals, send them to ben.sparks at xmradio.com. Only photos of male genitals, preferably with sores on them. But the photos of you have to go to Steve at foundrymusic.com.
Better chance of Ricky getting a lunch order right than this woman actually.
Are you going to send the picture?
Email address right.
Well, I can't do that right now. I don't have a computer.
Rose, have a great weekend.
She's not a computer, all that work, and she's not a computer.
Yeah.
At least it was, what was that, 4 minutes of wasted time?
Usually that would be a 30-minute bit that would go nowhere.
God, how annoying.
All right, why don't we take a break? We got lots to do today. Are the girls coming in to do the... Oh, my God.
What?
As I was asking the question, I looked into the booth, and Steve is shaking his head no. You're a failure.
What's the problem,
horrible.
Steve?
What happened?
All bailed. They all got paying gigs at the last minute, so it was just...
What?
It was,
goddamn whores.
That's porn girls. They do that stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's what happens, man, with these porn chicks. Not only are they flaky, but if you wave money in from them, their attention gets swayed.
Flaky.
Wait,
that's not the word.
We were going to try out the VagPump today.
We can try it out on Jimmy's arm.
Ooh, my cheeks. Well, who were the girls? Where were they from?
They were from the Philly area. We actually had a couple
Philly
contacted me.
girls stink.
Oh, what do you want? They were.
I'm just saying, Philly chicks stink. They never bang. I've never banged a chick from Philly.
Really?
As big as this show is in Philly, and I love Philly, they're all hot, and none of them banged.
Huh?
None of them.
Interesting.
Hi, I think you're really cute, that dumb accent. What's going on? What's going on?
Going on.
Hi, can I put this in your mouth? No. Yuck. Hey, what's going on?
Listen, man. We got to get girls for the VagPump.
You know what? We actually had a bunch willing like 2 weeks ago, but you guys weren't into it then. So it was like, all right, can you wait? And now half these girls are back on the West Coast. So it's a
This is
timing
a
issue.
big-time radio show.
I know it
We
is.
need girls to try out the VagPump today.
How about Joe Gallant? Did you call him?
They should get AIDS. They should all get AIDS.
Is there...
Talk to my grandson, Morris. He's got AIDS.
Come on, talk to him. Talk to Robert.
Should we put out the slut signal?
Yeah.
Any sluts in the area that want to...
Can we get a crackhead?
Help us
Off
try
the
out the
streets or
VagPump.
something?
Come on down to the studio immediately.
Suck a bunch of cheese out of there. See the thing fill up with Gouda. Oh, imagine that. You put the VagPump on, it just sucks stuff out. Like cheese whiz.
Dude, this was supposed to be our big Friday show.
Yeah,
I understand
damn
that.
it.
I understand
We like
that.
to get a little crazy on Fridays.
Wow.
Get a little looser.
Look, we're crazy.
And we were supposed to have naked girls in here and the VagPump.
I know.
That was the whole show.
We have the
I knew
VagPump.
it.
Yeah, we have the sex bagel and a vag pump. It's not quite the same thing.
I knew it.
Well, what are we going to do?
We could put it on Eric.
Oh, great.
I know.
Put it on Steve so it looks like a big mandrel ass. Put it on your ass.
If any guys are out there that could sacrifice their girlfriends today, could you please come down to the station?
Try if you have a website or something you need plugged, it'll be done.
We'll do whatever. We got to
Heavy
try out
order.
the VagPump today.
Heavy order.
All right. And then also Otto and George are supposed to come in today? Oh, man, that's going to be another thing that goes bad. I love Otto and George, but, I mean, is he definitely going to show up?
I talked to Otto and I've been trading messages for the last couple of days, and he said at first that he's going to come in Friday, and he goes, yeah, I'd love to come in next week, but I'm dying to see those guys. So I left him another message saying, no, come in tomorrow morning. Because I think he's off today, so I'm hoping he comes in.
That would be great if he showed up today.
He does want to see you guys.
I'm not going to guarantee that, though.
I know. And Otto in the morning.
You never know with
good.
Otto. But if he does show up, it will be great radio. And then Francine's coming in to do the news again for us.
Oh, great.
And then we got Vin Diesel calling in. That's
Really?
That's going to be a rough interview, I got to tell you, because the new movie he's in is getting horrendous reviews.
We'll give him a chance to defend it.
We can't fake it. The Pacifier's getting 1 star in all the New York papers.
Ouch.
1 star. One paper pretty much saying that this will be the end of Vin Diesel.
Oh, no. Did you see, you know what? You can't knock him for a bad movie like that. I mean, Pitch Black. You see Pitch Black?
No.
How did you not see Pitch Black?
What's Pitch Black about?
Great movie. That's the movie where he's a prisoner being transferred in the future on some spaceship, and they hit some planet, and it's him and a bunch of the other people on the spaceship that crashed. And there's creatures that come out when an eclipse kind of happens and the planet goes pitch black, and these creatures come out, and they're all in the dark. With these creatures. It's like me walking into work every morning. It's pitch black, and there's creatures out trying to kill me, and I have to make it here to the base to be safe. That's a good movie, Pitch Black. You got to see that one.
How is he breathing on this planet?
Oh, it's an oxygen-nitrogen atmosphere.
Of course it is.
Class M.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Because there's many of those out there.
We don't know. It's the future, Opie.
All right.
Of course.
All right. Well,
that's a good movie, though, Pitch Black. He was in a good movie.
Okay.
And the sequel was the Riddick movie, but I haven't seen that one.
Well, all guys call him, which means the chances of us getting girls for the VagPump.
I knew it. I knew we weren't doing VagPump today. I had a feeling.
This is just like the old show. We can never get anything accomplished.
Whores. You goddamn whores.
Maybe we should be nicer to them.
Yeah. Screw them. They're all undependable cock teasers.
Good point.
Come in here when they're supposed to do something and they do show up, they don't do it. And then they say they're going to show up, they don't show up. Paying gig. How much? How much? Money talks. We should have offered them bitches money.
I'm guessing. I don't know what they get, but I think it's probably over $1,000 for a shoot. And they give them decent money. I mean, considering what other actors make, it's not a lot, but I mean, they make decent cash.
$1,500 for anal.
Okay,
$1,500.
That's the going rate for anal.
That's bottom rate. You get an extra $500 if you do anal.
Extra 5 beans for taking in the keister.
Right.
You should have called Joe Gallant.
I do. Joe can get girls, but it's never in sync. He needs like 2 weeks lead time sometimes.
2 weeks.
Joe does.
Joe's good.
A lot of the porn girls from L.A. He has them scheduled when they're coming in. He knows they're coming in.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna regroup. I think when we come back, day 2 of the attack on Shannon Burke. Was this kind of funny?
Did we get the first 10 minutes, Eric?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, good. I think we would.
All right, this will be the last day that we pay attention to Shannon Burke.
It ruined his show, from what I hear, because he couldn't take calls. He just stopped taking calls. Really wrecked it.
And also, I guess, Don and Mike got some O&A calls yesterday as well.
Oops.
So, we got things to do.
Ooh.
We got things to do. We'll figure this show out.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, why don't you hit that button there?
Cash up, niggas. All my niggas in the P now, right now. Bubby, Hoggy, Bubby, shoot. We doing it out here, niggas. We about to all the millions. You hear me?
All I got to say to XM satellite is
suck my dick, cause they ain't give me no money.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
XM Radio, cash up, all day, everything.
Get that bitch, nigga. Stop pushing me. Fuck you, bitch.
Opie and Anthony.
XM 202.
Hey, Bob, what do you have for the program?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing, Snuggle Bunny?
He's wandering around. I think he had to take a leak.
Well, give him hugs and kisses for me, will you?
All right.
Listen, guys. We love you in Chicago, man. We're spreading the virus. I just had an idea. Why don't you get Patty in there, wave some cash in front of her, and get that pump on her.
You think Stalker Patty would do the VagPump?
Wave enough cash in front of her, bro.
Dude, nothing has touched her vag her entire life.
No, she would
never. You had her naked on all fours the other day.
No, I understand, but she hasn't had anything in there, and now you want her to do the VagPump?
She was up for the gyno exam, right?
Well, if Stalker Patty's listening, give us a call. We want to see if you want to do the VagPump.
You guys rock, man. Punching out.
All right, thank you, Bob. That ain't gonna happen, right?
No way.
I hope not.
Yeah, really. Who the hell wants to see that?
All right, let's get into some show. So, Shannon Burke, the attack on his show, day 2 yesterday, I heard was very, very funny.
Yeah.
We got a couple...
Before he stopped taking calls, there were some smart asses from our show, from our message boards and whatnot.
And I guess Eric got a call from one of the guys from Shannon Burke's show last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Eric, what was that call about?
Sorry, which one?
The Shannon Burke thing.
The original phone call? Oh, the one I got from his sidekick. The sidekick on his show didn't know what was going on. He wasn't there that day.
Is he the black guy, by the way?
Yeah, the black guy, Kevin. He used to work with him. He's a cool guy, but he wasn't there for a portion of last week, so he didn't know what was going on. He came back Monday, and all of a sudden they're getting all our phone calls. So I explained to him, and he said, I don't think Shannon said that. I showed him the audio. I said, here's what he said. And then he said, look, I can't speak for Shannon. That's his own comments, but I have nothing against you guys. I said, that's fine. I said, here's the phone number. Shannon wants to talk. Give us the phone. Have him call into the show. And left it at that.
And then the email he sent was what was real, like, their XM failure. Like, he wasn't kidding around. If he busted balls and said something, we're not idiots. We know when someone's kidding. We know when someone's just, fucking around. Kidding. But he wasn't. He was serious. He meant it.
Well, the last 2 days, our listeners have completely taken over his show in Orlando. And this will be the last day we spend on Shannon Burke, and then let him go back into obscurity. That's the beauty of this.
It's just this is fun.
Yeah, so it's fun for us. It makes good radio. But, you keep pounding away day after day after day, you're going to make the guy a little more popular than he already is.
So we had our fun, and that's it.
So this is the last day. We had our fun, and we move on.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about cool guy anymore, right?
Who? What?
Exactly. So a bunch of our listeners got on the program again yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
This was really funny yesterday when we did the calls from the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's trying to do a talk show, and he's just getting bombarded.
Really annoyed him. He couldn't take calls anymore. He was screening his own calls. It just really upset him.
All right.
Our listeners are buffoons.
Let's go to this one.
Here's Patrice in Chicago. Patrice, you're on Real Radio.
Yeah, you were talking about, how they're talking about trying to extend, decency fines to satellite radio.
Right.
I think it's, I hear a lot of people arguing about how this is unconstitutional, it's a bad idea, and I think they should extend it even further to, faggoty
faggoty tattoos. Why would you cut that off?
Oh, that's very funny. Faggoty tattoos.
If he's cutting that off, man, you just know the listeners got to him.
That is funny. Faggoty tattoo.
Is that an FCC violation to say that? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You just know our fans got to him.
Absolutely.
And he has nothing. He can't go with this type of radio.
Here's Nathaniel in Altamont. Nathaniel, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Shannon?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, actually, SBK.
Yes.
It doesn't count when you got two guys?
Not unless you're gay, I guess. Wouldn't count for me.
It's not gay as long as you don't make eye contact.
Yeah. As long as someone's privates don't brush up on your leg or something while you're moving around.
No touching is involved.
So, and about the porch comment. Man.
Right, porch monkey.
I haven't heard that, but have you heard them called
golfers?
Golfers.
That's great. Oh, he's really quick on the draw.
Why is he cutting him off so fast?
He's so paranoid. He's sitting there with the dump button, waiting.
He's really paranoid. He's just cutting everyone off. I hear he's cutting off legitimate callers.
Yeah, we have an example on the disc there, too. He's cutting off his own real callers.
Here's Connor in Sebring. Connor, you're on Real Radio.
Connor.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much.
Just wanted to say, have you seen my mommy?
No, I haven't seen your mother.
That was not one of his callers.
No. Oh, it's later on in the disc.
Oh, what a dope I am.
That's funny.
Yeah, calm down, Jimmy. Jesus, that was another one of ours.
Yeah.
Here's Greg in Orlando. Greg, you're on Real Radio.
He's for you. What the hell was that?
Because it went right in a row. It was Patrice, Nathaniel, Greg, Tony, all in a row. It was all. We had his whole phone line lit up.
Here's Connor in Fort Lauderdale. Connor, you're on Real Radio.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
All right, good show. Hey, I wanted to tell you what porch monkey meant.
All right, go ahead.
Opie Anthony, you redneck.
Here's. Yeah, write it down. 407-916-104.
Write it down? Are they taking phone numbers?
For the dump log, and apparently they have caller ID, so they're writing down phone numbers.
Yeah, write it down.
And what are they going to do with the fans?
Hey, call us up. Tell us about Porch Monkey. What?
Let's talk to Sean in Winter Park. Sean, you're on Real Radio.
Sean.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
I work for Rollins College, and we did this poll,
Mm-hmm.
and the black respondents are more likely to have their minds made up than the white respondent.
More minds made up any particular way, or?
Towards Jackson negatively. If you go to the results are on ebullet.com, and it's a very scientific study.
All right. So they've already made up their minds that he's not guilty.
But he's
guilty or not guilty? Right.
Ebullet.com.
They said he was guilty. Black people already made up their mind.
Huh. And then he tries to to just keep the conversation going. Like the guy never said that.
Yeah.
He's just acknowledging part of his phone call, the setup, the fake setup.
Yeah.
Like the guy called to slam you, but he gave you a legitimate poll, you idiot.
EatABullet.com. The results are on EatABullet.com.
That's right. And it's not gay if you don't make eye contact. It's something I said on the show once. Fool. So glad you chuckled in studio.
I guess here's here he is dumping out of a real caller because at this point he's so paranoid.
Here's Dan on the cell phone. Dan, how are you?
I'm doing great, Shannon. How you guys doing today?
Great, thank you.
Hey, SBK.
Yes.
You're saying that because of Michael Jackson's fame, he can't get a fair trial. Before O.J.'s trial, how many people did not know of his name? He was just as famous, and in the eyes of the...
Uh-oh, sorry. He was just as famous as what?
He was going to say... Is he gone?
I think I actually...
Yeah, you hung up on him.
He was just as famous.
Yeah, everybody knew O.J.
Wow. The guy was... What? He was talking about O.J., and the guy, he hears O and freaked out. He freaked out. O and A, J.
That is a phony. You got to be able to just go with this stuff.
That's funny.
If this is what's going on your show, you just got to be able to, roll with the punches, as they say, Anthony.
Hi, you wanted to talk to Shannon?
How you doing, Steve?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, at this point, he's just screening calls live on his show.
Hi, you wanted to talk to Shannon?
How you doing, Steve?
Not yet. This is Steve. Did you want to talk with Shannon?
Yes.
What did you want to tell him? Real quick. The computer crashed. I just want to put the information back up again.
I want to talk about the Michael Jackson case.
Yeah, what do you want to say about it?
About him, what kind of jail he's going to go to, like a Martha Stewart jail or...
Where are you calling from?
Jail. Long Island.
You calling from Long Island?
Yeah, I'm listening on Real Player.
What is that?
On the website.
Never heard of him, man. I don't think we're on it.
What's that?
What did you plan on saying to Shannon?
I wanted to talk to him about the Michael Jackson case.
Yeah, I mean, well, what in particular did you want to say to him?
I wanted to talk to him about Michael Jackson going to jail.
Okay. And whether or not he's going to go to jail? Or...
What's that?
Whether or not he's going to jail, is that what you're going to say to him?
Yeah, well, no, when he's going to jail, and he's probably going to go to a jail like the Martha Stewart jail, like a push jail. And I wanted to talk about, like we were talking about the monkey sex stuff before. There's like websites on how to court animals, like dolphin. There's one that's dolphinsex.org.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Hold on, I think you'll like. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll just tell him what you wanted to say. Okay. Thanks. Now he is right about that though.
Oh. Oh, it's a
great
funny way to handle it.
We could hear the phone screening process live on his show. The callers that don't get picked. Fantastic.
So there you go. You guys did a great job.
Fantastic.
He's ruined his show.
Yeah,
these 2 days.
These calls weren't as good as yesterday, but we made our point.
The problem was they were a little more ready. Yes, they were all a little ready the day after, and they weren't taking as many calls.
Right. Dennis in Orlando. What's up, Dennis?
Hey, you asshole. Stop ruining the show down here, man. It's the one thing we got. You guys are fucking jerk-offs. Especially you little fat-titted moron. I am not going to deal with this shit in your fucking army and your whack.com. I wouldn't want the Shannon Burke army to show up at the Improvs for Jimmy Norton on March 24th, 25th, or 26th, or March 18th and 20th at the West Palm Beach one. We wouldn't want that shit to happen, would we? No. We'll fucking show up in droves to get you, Jimmy Norton.
Thanks, Angel.
Fucking prostitute fucking little man. Hey, you guys rock, man. Just keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, man.
Punch it out.
Yeah, let me know not one of his... one of his listeners called us in the last 2 days. I really thought we finally had one.
I almost got excited, like, wow, there is somebody who's acknowledging he has a show down there.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Not one listener was able to call our show and defend this guy. So there you go.
It was very funny. You got 2 plugs out for you. Nice.
Good job, guys. That's the end of that one. Let him go back into obscurity.
Unless he pipes up again.
He was in the spotlight for a couple days.
Yeah, hope he enjoyed it. Now he can go back and... the only reason people were listening was because they wanted to hear the invasion, and it was funny. Now you just go back to, I guess, his regular phone callers and that captivating subject matter that he covers on a daily basis.
Yeah, length or girth? Length or girth?
Length or girth? Length. Hey, thank you for the phone call. This puker hack voice.
Typical bad subject talk radio.
Yeah. Hey, you like milk in your coffee or Coffee Mate? Call me.
I once listened to Howie Carr all the way to Cape Cod when we were living in Boston.
Yeah.
Do a talk show subject on what is your favorite ice cream.
What's your favorite ice cream? Well, there's so many flavors.
He just took calls until every flavor was was mentioned on his show.
Wonderful.
I could not believe I was listening to that.
Well, you know, it's funny, but there's actually a Heath Bar Crunch ice cream, which I had that I liked very much.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's a fun subject, Dope. I think you're kind of
that is
throwing that one under the bus. That's fun.
And then you could add in a whole nother subject. What do you like it in, a cup or a cone?
And what kind of toppings do you like on your ice cream?
Sprinkles. And do you call them sprinkles or jimmies?
Uh-huh.
Some people call them jimmies.
And do you like rainbow jimmies or chocolate jimmies?
They say Jimmy's in Philly, I believe.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
What do you like on it? What do you like on your ice cream? I'm not fucking you. What do you like on your ice cream? What do you like on it?
What did Philly do to you?
I love
Not
Philly.
fuck him.
Not fuck me. That's what the girls did. They're all hot, and none of them open their legs. They're all great at potato sack races because their legs are sewn shut. Every chick in that city has teased me and not paid off.
Wow.
Smoking girls who won't give up any box. It's very frustrating.
Jimmy, what's the sluttiest city you've been to?
It's hard to say because New York and Jersey I live, so my success rate here has been the best.
No. Yeah, when you're on the road.
On the road. Sluttiest city.
Boston's good.
Boston?
Boston?
Yeah, Boston's
Cleveland?
good. Not really Cleveland, but I haven't been there enough to know. If I lived in Cleveland, I think it could be a great city, but I don't know. I've only been there a couple times.
Buffalo's really good if you like, having sex with fat pigs.
Well, again, Buffalo could be good. I've struck out horribly in Buffalo.
You struck out in Buffalo?
Yeah,
wow.
Buffalo's good if you like taxi cabs that even in July have that stupid white shit from like the from what you get with
the salt on the road.
The rock salt on them. Yeah, that's what Buffalo's good for. Like a dingy cab with rock salt marks on it all summer long.
In July.
Yeah, Buffalo's the place to be.
I was there once when it snowed in May.
Really?
Oh yeah. You weren't kidding.
I got all my food. Who's that? Nathaniel? You did a great job.
Thank you.
What's his
Travis.
name?
Travis? Yeah.
I have no idea.
That's young Travis.
Yeah.
He's a go-getter.
He's an eager boy.
I went off my usual menu, and he did a fine job.
I know you did, because we're smelling the deliciousness.
What is that, Ant?
Isn't a cinnamon bun just a happy fragrance to waft through the air in this studio? And unlike Jimmy's farts or...
Yeah, well, look, he's...
that goddamn oatmeal concoction you make.
Yeah, but at least I'm not farting afterwards.
Nothing will move in there.
Egg whites, that when you open up the things that egg whites in here, it just smells like ass.
Well, look, he's already getting ready for a fart. He's lactose intolerant, basically.
Got a bunch of bran in front of him and his milk.
He's got Raisin Bran Crunch, which is like just... If you want to fart all day, that's what you eat, Raisin Bran. And then he's got the milk because he's lactose intolerant. I'm thinking really bad gassers by 9 o'clock.
Can I say that if you continue this line of conversation, I'll order a coffee with half and half. You don't understand what you'll be getting yourself into.
Well, Anthony,
heavy cream.
Just keep ordering the cinnamon buns, all right?
All right.
We got that train ride Sunday, too. Metroliner Burger coming up.
I'm not even sitting next to you on the train. No effing way.
I tried one of those. They were like pieces of hoof.
The what?
In the burger. This is awful. The Metroliner Burger. Ugh. Just horrible. All of a sudden, your intestinal tract becomes an acela. Here it comes. High speed.
That's funny.
Horrible.
We also got some time on Don and Mike's show yesterday, Anthony.
Oh, yeah?
These dopes play right into our hands.
Sure.
We really don't care what you say about us. Just say our names. You're playing right into our hands.
That's all that matters.
We're attempting the biggest comeback in radio history, and we're going to need some help out there. And these guys are playing right into our hands by mentioning us and telling everyone where we're broadcasting.
Did they?
Pesky listeners.
I believe so, yeah. Well, we got one of the greatest radio stories ever. Don from the Don and Mike show ran over his little dog going to work.
His little dog, Rudy.
That I guess they bought when I was reading, like, his wife had a eulogy online or something.
Are you shitting me?
That someone emailed to me.
Was it real, or was he goofing on you with this email?
No, it's real.
It's real?
She explained where they got Rudy and stuff, which was New York City when Don and Mike were attempting to do radio in New York and failed miserably.
Yeah.
So they got it from a little doggy store on the Upper East Side. Eric, you got that email?
What email?
Wow, you're just not in sync with me today.
Doing
bro.
a million other
You're
things.
usually really good. What's wrong?
Nothing. Just getting a lot of other stuff.
You're sick
done.
too, right?
Yeah, very.
So wait a minute. You're saying that he backed over two things? One was the puppy, and the other tire went over the Arbitron books. 0.7 in New York. You zilch.
But he's going to make fun of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, hanging out by the skateboard stand. Don from Munaki. Fat, unfunny fuck.
Oh, you got it? Is this
there it is. Wow, that is long.
Anthony?
So how much eulogy?
And a little picture of the little doggy.
Aww.
Can I ask, how much attention does his wife need that she always has to be on the air or blogging? Can't you just do your job, cook dinner, and go when Fatso gets home? That's your job. You're not a talented on-air personality, sweetheart. Sorry.
Wives,
He's a cute little fella, though, the little dog.
He was.
Wives stink on the radio.
Always.
Oh, really? You want me to read it? I can read it briefly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rudy, from Frida's column on the website. I can't listen to Don's show today because he's going to talk about Rudy. Seems dumb to be this sad about a dog when there are so many bigger problems in the world. But what can I do? I've lost loved ones before, family members, and I know that whether it's a human or a pet, you just have to get through it and wait for the sadness to subside. Rudy was a fluke from the beginning. A fluke? I thought it was a dog. We already had 2 dogs and didn't need a third. But I was in New York City watching my husband fail miserably. Oh, which part did I add in? And was surprised to find a Chi-Chi pet shop while walking around the Upper East Side. This place was so fancy. It had a huge chandelier in the foyer and everything you could ever imagine to spoil your pet. If you had more money than sense, ha ha ha. I'm an animal lover, and I know that pet shops just encourage the puppy mills. But that doesn't mean I can't stop and look at the puppies. And this shop had the cutest, unusual breeds with coats colored I'd never seen before. Just to tease Bart, I called him and told him that I had just seen the most adorable puppy, and of course he begged me to get him. I told him that we couldn't, and using Don as an excuse, I said Daddy didn't want another dog. When Don heard that he was being made the bad guy, he called my bluff and told me to go ahead and get the dog. It was my decision.
I want to puke.
Is this just awful?
I want to puke.
You know what dogs she should have bought? Those 2 that mauled that lawyer in San Francisco?
Oh, God.
They should have killed her in the doorway. Just attacked her.
God, I want to puke. People actually live like this?
Yeah.
Daddy's the bad guy.
So I did the dumbest thing possible when there are so many dogs that need to be adopted and so many less expensive places to get a dog if you're going to buy instead of adopt. I took home a little Cairn Terrier or Karen Terrier from the pet shop in New York. This was the November after 9/11, so in honor of the man of the hour in New York City, we named him Rudy. They named their dog after Giuliani, huh?
How
That's
awful.
Good. Did it have a little comb over and prostate cancer?
They should have named it Failure.
And
New York City Failure.
By the way, Daddy is the bad guy. Fine, they use the same excuse that Hedda Nussbaum used. Stupid.
Oh, God, I am so glad I'm alone, man. I can't live like this.
Why am I alone?
People live like this?
Rudy was small, feisty, untrainable, and the sunniest creature I'd ever seen. Although he was slowly becoming more reliable, he couldn't be trusted not to pee when the mood struck him. And for that reason, there are little gates all over my house. There should have been one by your driveway. He was fearless as long as he had Clink at his side. I guess Clink is another one of their dogs?
I guess.
Funny name.
When he went on walks in the woods, he would dart after any animal he spotted, thinking he could bring down a squirrel, raccoon, or a deer. He'd be off on the hunt, like a flying slipper. What? Wow. With a squeaky bark every step of the way. Doesn't Rudy sound like a fun little guy?
Sounds feisty, Ed.
Little feisty thing.
Little spunky.
He missed out living the posh life with some old lady in the Upper East Side. But he got a pretty good deal nonetheless.
Sure did. A tire in the spine. Boy, I'm sure Rudy would have signed up for that in a second. Dumpster breath and a tire in the spine. Paradise, dog. Welcome to it.
Oh.
Dog eats his ass just to get the smell of his breath out of his face. Boy, got a good deal nonetheless.
Are you saying Don has really bad breath?
No, I'm not at all. I'm saying that Rudy's ass is really nice. Or was until its intestines were shot out of it, thanks to old late for work. Clumsily backing over the little fella like it was a speed bump.
Oh, old late for work. Ah, goddamn. Whether through the woods... walks through the woods, brother dogs to wrestle with, and way too much human attention. Beth Ann and I often have been teased because our human children have a place in our hearts only marginally more significant than our dogs. That's great. All right, enough. I've got to apologize. I know this can't be interesting to anyone but me, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's very interesting.
I won't go on with stories of Rudy except to say one more thing about him. He was always happy. My other dogs and my cat will have their moods, but not Rudy. He was insatiable with affection. He could be loved. Oh, he couldn't be loved enough and never stopped wagging. Any creature that could smile at Don before he had his morning coffee and get a smile and a scratch in return had to be special.
Why did he smile before he had the coffee? Because he knew that would make the breath completely unbearable? I better smell it while it's just plaque and dog shit as opposed to coffee on top.
It would be hard not to miss something that made even the crabbiest amongst us smile. But I figure all of our pets, especially Rudy, are just on loan from God.
That's terrific. That's terrific. If they're on loan from God, could you at least return them in good condition and not with a broken back and guts hanging out of their mouth and asshole? You product damagers.
Yeah, look how you returned my gift.
Yeah, hey, the video's all untangled. If you borrowed it, could you at least brought it back in decent condition? You had a loan for another 10 years. You brought it back early and in awful shape. You're not going to get another one now. It's going to wreck your dog credit in God's eyes.
On loan from God, yes. Rudy was a gift for 3 years, and we're lucky to have had him. Hopefully he'll come back again to brighten someone else's life.
Yeah.
And then there's a cute little picture of Rudy. I can't help it. This is my tribute to Rudy. This little dog made us laugh. So in Rudy's memory, I'll put up this link to help other pets in need. And they have a little animal rescue link to the Animal Rescue League.
What do you rescue the animals from? Inattentive owners?
Don's tire.
Oh, you know what's funny? By the way, on one of the guys did it, so I can't credit you. But one of the actual photo of Rudy, and had, of course, a tire drawn on with blood all over, and the caption was, "I trusted you, you fat fuck."
Trusting little dog. You just know, too, he was jumping around the car because he, there's his master, and he's all happy to see him. He's leaving for work. Don just going, get out of the way. Come on, get out of the way.
Oh, my God.
Puts it in reverse. Little Rudy jumping up and down and all of a sudden jumping. I'm so happy to see him. Oh, the pain! Why the pain? Not understanding what it's all about and why his master is inflicting him with such pain. Ow, why have you hurt me when I've only given you love? Ow! Yeah, and then slowly death creeps in.
Well, he didn't know to get away because Don was going, shoo, shoo. And as far as Rudy's concerned, that's what his breath smells like, the underside of. Little Rudy,
gone. Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, not forgotten at all because our listeners got into the program yesterday, Anthony.
Yep. Hello? Why are you calling a radio show that's just begun? You must have something important to say.
Yeah, how much is that dead dog in the driveway?
You guys are the biggest assholes out there,
Wow,
man.
what's his screen name? Right to the point guy?
Wow. Who's on that dump button, by the way? Michael J. Fox? That was the fastest line ever. How did that get through? Oh, yeah. Ask looking at the pictures.
Oh, it's cigars and scotch, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, he got some great stuff on Whackbag.
He does a lot for the program. Cigars and scotch from whackbag.com. Is that in the Photoshop section?
Yeah.
Look at his little face.
And the tire, and he drew blood all over.
Dude, that is so... It looks like he's saying that. I trusted you, you fat... Holy shit. God damn, that is brilliant. He looks all sad. God, you heartless bastard.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I can't.
Hello? Why are you calling a radio show that's just begun? You must have something important to say.
Yeah, how much is that dead dog in the driveway?
It didn't take long, did it?
No.
It's almost like what the 24 hours have passed.
That doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
I bet it hurt the dog.
You waited for a long time to do this.
It doesn't hurt. I only wish it was your head.
You know, wow. I do give Don and Mike some props.
Yeah.
This is the difference between Shannon Burke and Don and Mike. Shannon Burke, didn't know what to do. At least these guys are going with it.
Just went with it, left them on the air to make little injured doggy noises.
At least they took the call and went with it and tried to do some kind of radio with it. But unlike Shannon Burke, who's just a newbie in the business, obviously.
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Too bad the little fella couldn't say that when your tire was clumsily crushing him in half.
And when you're saying doesn't hurt, know what that translates into? Don wants to strangle this guy.
It hurts really bad. Because you know something? He's laying there in bed with Frida, who is just crying her eyes out. He spent the whole night like that, having to deal with that. And he comes in and some heartless bastard... How much is that dead dog in the driveway?
And then he's just making dog sounds in the background.
Pat from Munaki says Rudy looks a little tired, and another one, Rudy looks a little run down.
That's not bad.
Tired. That's funny.
You pun-doing red-faced ass. Pretty funny though.
Face is as red as Rudy's pelt.
Your little dog is now a shish kebab in some Korean joint in D.C. Right now, some expressionless illegal is fucking munching down on his mid-thigh and calf.
Shoving in his mouth with those chopsticks.
But then again, I could have been riding a tricycle to squash your head.
Washed it.
Well, you're very funny. You're a very funny man.
Hilarious. Thanks for thinking.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
Oh, and they suck.
What?
Well, he's right about that.
He's right about that.
Yeah. He's right about that.
That's Mike, but Mike doesn't really believe that. We know that.
Yeah.
We have a picture of Mike wearing an Opie and Anthony T-shirt, so, I mean, stop.
I don't think I have any Don and Mike shirts.
No, I don't think we've ever worn a Don and Mike shirt, but Mike has worn Opie and Anthony T-shirts. I think there's a picture of him on a boat or something.
Yeah.
With an Opie and Anthony T-shirt. But he has to agree with Don.
Did he hit a dolphin?
What was that?
That was that type. That type. I get that little. There we are.
See? Sometimes
how are you? Yes,
sometimes I'm just wondering who's calling before we actually start. See, because that call was answered technically, if you're listening to the show, before you even heard it, because we're on such a delay. It's like we're on a minute and a half ridiculous delay.
And for whatever reason, after a call like that, I'm always tempted to go, Red Sox Nation! Thank you.
Seems appropriate.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, Don and Mike show.
You go back for more.
I'll try one more.
All right.
Hello.
Broken leg.
Hello. What happened? Did you break your chair?
I'm having a bad furniture day.
Hello? Why are you having a bad furniture day? You trying to build a ramp that a dog could hide under? You animal killer.
No, that was Mike, I think, having a bad furniture day.
There's just one fat pig with two interchangeable heads.
What, did Don roll his chair over his foot? Bad furniture day. Oh, well. Ow, get off my foot, Don.
Most guys that do radio are just really fat guys.
Yeah.
I have just a really quick dumb story. And when I was just starting out in the business, I was working in Rochester.
The biz.
And, the studio was really, really nice, and we had these really, really nice, chairs and stools. And we had a guy that had one of the best voices in radio history working. I don't want to give his name away, because he actually is a really nice guy. But he weighed about 400 to 500 pounds easily, and he was breaking all the chairs in the studio.
Really?
So one of my jobs, because I was just a plebe back then, was he was a weekend jock. On Friday after my shift, I was doing like late night Fridays or whatever. I had to hide all the chairs. Hide all the chairs in the closet.
Or you break them?
And lock the closet door because it was getting expensive because he was breaking chairs almost every weekend. He was that fat.
Oh, bad furniture day.
So when he said bad furniture day, it just brought back a quick memory. But.
Hello?
What? What is this?
This is
what have you just handed me?
That's the guy who just called.
Oh, the guy that just called? Oh, great. Hold on, I'll call him back.
Oh, good.
Is your chair okay?
Yeah. It doesn't seem like fun.
Yeah, it's just a momentary glitch. But I'm a professional. It's a shame that chair isn't made of
Look it up in the book. Careful.
Revolutionary Tempur-Pedic material. I wish it was, how do we get this to the consumer? Thanks for coming in, Bill. And no heavy lifting.
Give me a second. Because this guy I will put on the website. What the hell? He was just a jerk.
Wow. He's annoyed.
Whoa. Oh, careful. I don't have his permission to put put his voice on the air.
I'm sorry.
Mike is breaking his chair right now.
Sorry.
Mike, I'm sure it's faulty construction.
Wow, I thought we did nothing on our radio show.
My God.
There's nothing going on here. And this is the edited version.
Yeah.
I told Steve, edit this down.
And he's talking about putting this guy's phone number on a website.
I am sure it is faulty construction.
How about
Mike?
just a little lemon? Junior? Can I just get a little lemon in my water?
Hey, no, I'm still waiting for this guy to pick up the phone. This brave man that called about my dead dog.
Junior, just a drop of honey. Just a little honey. Why are the cabinets locked, Junior?
Yeah, hey, Paul. Now, hold on, I'm going to leave a message. Okay. Really great.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on.
This should be good. It's going to leave a message.
All right, where we go? Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul, it's Don from Don and Mike. Remember that funny call that you made right at the beginning of the show about my dead dog? Hey, guess what, Paul? www.donandmikewebsite.com. In the daily recap, I'm going to put your phone number there because the internet is the wild, wild west. And then everybody can call you and tell you how funny you were.
Yeah.
I come to suck your blood. Wait, that's not yours. It's your dog's and it's on a tire.
Great. Nice Dr. Evil laugh.
Because I know there are jerks like you out there, but just stay on the line to take your medicine. Don't just hang up.
Good luck at the Improv.
See you in hell, Paul.
Bye-bye, Paul.
You'll be the fastest burner of all time.
What?
See you in hell.
See you in hell.
Yuck.
Paul.
You'll be the fastest burner of all time.
Of all time. Of all time. Well, see, I was not prepared for that.
No one was.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Today, count me prepared.
You're not.
What is this? Oh, God, I hope that was the right number.
He's prepared 2 days later. He got over his dead dog quickly, huh?
2 days?
You murdered a loved family pet and you're over it 2 days later? Well, you're a sport.
Wow. You killed it. You see how hurt his wife is by reading, her whole thing. And I'm sorry. She knows who did it. She's got to look at him and go, oh, here comes the guy that killed my little Rudy. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark.
And Don was wondering why Kevin Dillon was there going, you see that head come apart? That's the way the dog barks.
Do it for Rudy and Sal.
Well, there's more. There's more. I think he starts taking shots at us finally.
Right. Hello, Rocco.
I am on the Baltimore National Pike at Circuit City, right near the Westview Mall.
Yeah.
In a 2004 Nissan Altima.
Hold on a second. Baltimore National Pike.
How much you weigh?
City.
How much you weigh, dude?
How much I weigh? I weigh 285. I'm about 5'10".
5'10".
Okay, that'll work.
In an Altima.
And you're on the Baltimore National Pike where exactly?
At Circuit City on my way to visit my buddy Chester, who has a bit of a liver problem.
All right, hold on a second.
More Chester crap.
Rocco, where's the Circuit City exactly?
It is, if I am going, I believe it's eastbound. It's on your left side. It's right before 695.
What town?
What town? Cantonsville.
What kind of car?
Do you mean Catonsville?
Oh, what?
what kind of car? A Nissan Altima. I said.
Okay. Oh, Buzz, you said that.
Right.
Did you mean Catonsville?
Catonsville.
Or Catonsville, or what? It is Catonsville, Maryland.
Yeah.
Are you an angry fat guy?
There you go.
Hey, ass, guess what? We got a delay. Anything else you'd like to say?
Punching out.
Yeah, there you go.
Punching out.
Punching out.
See what happened here. He hit the delay because the guy started mentioning our
reference.
names and stuff. Yeah, listen, you could hear the phone call jump.
Like, anything else you'd like to say?
Punching out.
Hold on, man.
Wait, what happened, Opie?
Are you an angry fat guy?
There you go.
Hey, ass, guess what? We got a delay. Anything else you'd like to say?
Punching out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good guy.
Yeah,
That's
a bright guy right there.
You know what that is? That's a sign to me that Opie and Anthony are happening.
Absolutely.
They are happening. They're as happening as yesterday's headlines. Boys, you can have your prank callers, but they ain't getting through.
Bingo.
They ain't getting through.
They ain't getting through. They just got through, you idiot. Please. All we want is
about your dead dog.
Yeah. One of our prank callers got through and talked about your dead dog, and then now you're saying Opie and Anthony, Opie and Anthony, Opie and Anthony. That's all we need.
There you
to
go.
make ourselves bigger, you idiots.
And I love the way the other one guy went, bingo.
Bingo.
That's everything that's wrong with that show.
Yesterday's headlines.
Yesterday's headlines.
Ha, ha, ha.
Bingo.
How are we yesterday's headlines? All these jealous
because no
radio
one's
guys
making a
out
big
there.
hullabaloo over us.
That's right.
Yesterday's headlines, we were just on CBS Sunday Morning. It doesn't get bigger than that.
I don't know about that, and you can take that to the bank.
That's right.
Why don't you Google our names in news every day? There's at least one or two things popping up with our names on it. Yesterday's news. Are you insane?
Bingo.
Yesterday's headlines.
No.
Why are you lying to your audience? We've gotten huge press with our move to satellite radio.
Bingo.
I think he said bingo because bingo was his name. Oh, bingo was also a little dog.
B-I-N-G-O.
B-I-N-G-O. My wife is fucking crying again. Was his name? Oh.
That was awful.
It was bad.
Getting through. Bingo. They ain't getting through.
Thank you.
And keep raising the rates.
Yes.
For XM. Keep raising the rates so that your show will get out there. So that maybe 25 more people will be able to hear it.
Very excited.
We have 25 listeners.
No, 25 already?
The other day we had 3, so we're doing well.
We're going up, up, up.
And all your listeners are in Philly. You remember Philly, you fat fucks? You were left naked and alone. O&A were off the air, and you still got booted out of Philly.
Yes.
Bombed.
For being yesterday's news, he knows exactly what's going on with us with satellite radio.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting knocked off the premium because it's a smart business move. Don't you get it?
He gets it.
Yeah, raise the rates again. What? Huh? What?
No, they shouldn't raise the rates. It should be free so you can hear 30 minutes of commercials and unfunny banter like you do on that program.
Right.
Awful.
Show will get out there. So that maybe 25 more people will be able to hear it.
Very exciting.
Nice. Yeah, and unlike me, see, I'm locked into that good rate for 2 years. Unfortunately, that means I won't be able to hear the magic of O&A.
See, he's admitting he has XM satellite radio. He's locked into a rate.
Right.
He thinks if you're locked into a rate that you won't have our program on the platform.
We'll be readily available to everybody on the platform.
It doesn't matter when you signed up, what kind of rate you have. Everyone will be able to listen to our show if they choose to.
Fat dope.
He's admitting that he listens to XM Satellite.
Of course he does.
For being yesterday's news, you know exactly what we're up to, and you have the service.
Right, what a shame.
Yeah, the guys that are revolutionizing satellite radio.
You can pay extra and get them if you want.
Boy, oh boy. They keep knocking on our door. Hey, Don and Mike, satellite radio. We're here with a truck full of money. Come on over.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, it's happening.
Really? Very exciting opportunity.
We say no.
Jesus, that was not even a real fat guy. It was a guy just getting a plug-in for a satellite radio.
That was 2 hinky fat guys in a row.
All right, they have not said no to satellite radio.
No one's making offers.
No one has made offers to you, you fat fuck.
You've done nothing but bomb in major markets, dude.
Failed
You've bombed in New York and Philly, 2 of the biggest markets in the country. You got kicked out of both.
Don and Mike work for the same company as Howard Stern. Everyone knows Howard Stern is leaving, terrestrial radio at the end of the year.
Uh-huh.
And, Infinity's scrambling, trying to figure out who's going to replace Howard.
They're desperate.
And Don and Mike, if they had an actual show, they would be the obvious choice.
Yep.
They would be the obvious choice, but they're not gonna throw Don and Mike in a lot of markets. They might throw them in 1 or 2. That's about it. Maybe. They might move them down to mornings in Washington where they do very, very well in the ratings, but they failed everywhere else. They failed in New York. They failed in Philly. Those are huge markets. They're not gonna be in Boston when Howard leaves BCN. They're not gonna be in any of those big markets. Joe Hollander from Infinity Broadcasting, little known fact, he's been talking to Anthony and I, but they can't figure it out. And the other day in the press, he's saying that he's probably just going to go with a lot of local shows in all these markets. So who's the failure?
Ouch.
You should have been the heir apparent, and you failed miserably. Howard is leaving, and they're not moving you up. And you have to look at your fat face in the mirror every morning and realize that. So say what you want.
You think if they would have succeeded in Philly, they might have had a shot. They would have been proven as a stronger in a big market.
Or New York, or any of the other many markets they were in that they just bombed.
And I love these people that keep downplaying satellite radio. Oh, we're here. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. As much as we ate Howard, I mean, Howard going to satellite is a huge move, obviously. Ant and I, you know, we're no slacks ourselves. We've gotten a lot of press over the last 5-6 years. Us being on satellite radio is a huge thing as well. And all these people are in denial out there. It's going to take over the whole fucking business.
These babies are all scrambling to regulate it because you've destroyed commercial radio, and now you're crying about it.
They want it regulated because they know they're going to be screwed. It's happening.
If your product is good, why do you have to worry about what this product's doing?
Oh, gosh.
And we know all the people they're contacting at XM. And quite frankly, we knew all the people that they were contacting at the Little Doggy Company, too, when we were, quote, in bed with those guys for a while. Don and Mike's names have never come up as far as going to satellite radio.
Please.
Hi, Don and Mike. We may be this close to being able to make stuff invisible. Cool. They're working on a cloaking device at the University of Pennsylvania, or as the guys with the pocket protectors like to call it, the plasmonic cover.
Yeah, are you serious? I'm serious now. You know how you make yourself invisible? Go to XM.
Bingo.
Thank you.
The technology that we're talking about here reflects
Thank
light.
you, fans.
Light.
Bravo, Don. Thank you, money fans. Thank you, money fans.
Winner. Home run. Huzzah, bully! This invisibility.
You know how easy it is to get under this guy's skin?
Oh. You want to know how else you make yourself invisible? Lie on the driveway at Don Geronimo's house.
Bravo! Huzzah, Jimmy!
Do we have
Huzzah, Jimmy!
Can I ring the bell? Bravo!
Bravo! Oh! You're saying little Rudy was invisible when Don crushed him.
That's
crushed
right.
The little lovable life out of him.
You late, selfish, fat pig. You killed the one happy thing in that home. And it gets to you, and you know it gets to you. That day he called your radio show. He's a name in radio, and he called this show on NEW just because he couldn't take the shit on.
Do we have the call?
Couldn't take it.
He couldn't take it, so he called me on the hotline, and he was trying to say how we're failing miserably when we were syndicated to Washington. And so I kept asking him, are we number one in afternoons? Are we number one in afternoons? And he goes, well, yeah, you are, but... And I just hung up on him. Like, thank you, you idiot.
He was so
He played right into our hands.
Why would you call another show and put yourself in that position? Why? You can't win.
Yep.
So,
dope.
Well, he helped us out yesterday. It's all about getting our names out there. That's why we do the assault on the media, and we get our names on other shows, you know. Yeah. And the press does its job by mentioning us in every satellite radio article.
That's right.
Keep thinking that XM and satellite radio is going nowhere, you idiots.
You think Don really looks out his windows and stuff and around his vehicle before he leaves now? Imagine if he killed another one of his dogs. It must take him like 10 minutes just to get out of the driveway now.
We know the guy a little bit. He's so self-important. That guy saw dogs running all over his driveway and his front yard, and he just pulled out. Because it's all about him.
I trusted you, you fat.
He probably not. He's one of those mirrors with a stick that they use to check for bombs when you're driving into an airport.
Checks the wheel wells.
Make sure there's no little fellas.
All right.
And then he had to probably, console his wife as she's crying on his shoulder.
You know, he's still consoling. He's still consoling, and that's why that caller really got to him. Because he knows how upset his wife is about this whole thing.
She'll always deep down resent him for it because he's a clumsy, self-centered ass.
I can't listen to Don's show today because he's going to talk about Rudy. Maybe you can't listen to it because he's the guy that killed your little Rudy.
And if Don was a smart radio guy, he would realize that you have completely wrecked his radio show by being involved in it.
Hi, boo-boo.
Ugh. Yeah, I think Kingston did do that to Don's wife.
Boo-boo.
Ouch.
I'm almost positive, yeah.
Boo-boo.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys.
How are you?
Good morning, Sugar Tits.
Hi, Angel Face.
Just wanted to point out that when Don was busy cursing out the first caller, at the end, Mike was actually saying, see you at the Improv. I don't know if it was a Jimmy reference, but if you rewind the tape, you'll be able to hear that.
All right.
Opie, did you
Punch it out.
Thanks.
Were you able to get in a time machine and go back to the AAF days and just make that phone call from back in time? Because I could swear that was you from that "Hi, Mom, I got caught jerking off at work" call.
I got a better one. It sounded like Dan Aykroyd in Caddyshack 2.
One of the worst film characters ever.
Can you suck the poison out? That was the worst.
He was pretty quirky, though, Aykroyd.
No, he's stunk.
Quirky. He makes me laugh.
All right, why don't we take a break? Otto and George here yet?
Just called. They're running a little late.
Oh, so Otto and George will be here. That's great.
Nice.
They'll be here.
Awesome. His first appearance on the satellite radio show.
Oh.
Keep laughing,
Invisible
fat boy.
Radio.
Keep laughing, fat boy. Mm-hmm. But you're listening to the show every day in your vehicle, aren't you?
Laughing all the way to the vet's office.
Aren't you?
The bank. Sorry. Jeez.
And any girls for the VagPump yet?
No.
No.
Francine's here to do the news, though.
Wow, that should be... Actually, she does a pretty good job with that.
I have to agree, Ope.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we take
Bingo.
Can we take a long break?
Oh, good gosh, we might as well.
Bingo.
Oh, good gravy.
For the love of Eve.
Oh, golly jeepers.
Too bad you didn't have any love for Rudy.
Oh.
I love when you can get under someone's skin.
Dude, it drives him nuts.
So easily. But at least he went with it, unlike Shannon Burke, who just didn't know what he was doing.
He tried to go with it, but not for funny reasons. It's because he's just so... He's so enraged that somebody actually just blurted that out on his awful radio show.
And it was one of our idiots.
And he wanted to hit back. He didn't go with it because he could handle it. He wanted to hit back, and that's what he did. He's that corny message, see you in hell.
Oh, ooh. That's right, because in hell, that's the soundtrack, the Don and Mike show, over and over and over.
And I'm sure he's never made fun of someone else's loss. I'm sure he hasn't done that in his radio career.
Of course not.
No, not at all.
But when it happens to you, then you're going to take the high road and tell a listener, I'll see you in hell.
And I'll put your number on the website. Yeah, really? O&A guys, these listeners are the ones you want to fuck with on websites, you idiot?
Yeah. Like we don't have professionals.
These are all 20-year-old sociopaths with computer skills. Your listeners are 50 and married, and they know how to log on with DOS, you fat fuck. C-prompt, which stands for cunt prompt in your house because of who you're married to.
They're using Cobalt. They're using Cobalt to communicate.
Basic.
Basic.
That's great.
Turtle Pascal, I think, is another one.
The old days.
What was the one with the T?
Love you, love you, Aunt. Love you, SUV. Love you, Rudy.
Oh, love you, Rudy.
All right, we're out of here for a little bit. Steve, SOS, I need milk immediately.
Coming soon to the Opie and Anthony Show, Milk Diva World Tour. Featuring all your favorite Milk Diva hits. Live in concert.
My blood sugar level is dropping as I speak.
Featuring the classic, There's a Deli Downstairs.
There's a deli right downstairs, is there not? Who the F gets milk from Dwayne Reed?
And who could forget the #1 smash hit, I'll Suck Milk Out of a Cow.
I'll suck milk out of a cow. I don't care. I just need milk.
Plus, special guests, the Milk Divettes.
I walk into the studio and he goes, where's my milk?
Why are you going to Dwayne Reed for the milk?
And for the first time in over a decade, You Don't Bring Me Milk Anymore.
And then I'm noticing there is no milk around, so I'm like, I will pass out.
You sound like a madman.
I know I'm whining.
The Milk Diva. Coming soon to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Opie wants milk. He only takes it from CVS or Rite Aid.
Who would go to Dwayne Reed for milk knowing that how desperate I am right now? You get condoms and maybe some shampoo from Dwayne Reed. You don't get milk from Dwayne Reed.
Opie and Anthony, XM202.
It's the Opie and Anthony program, getting much gooder and much bigger every single day. Every single day.
Hacking.
Yeah, no, it's a stupid acid reflux. I think.
What do you got?
I had acid reflux. So
Oh.
I'm taking medicine.
Acid reflux.
Couple things. We're going to be broadcasting live from Washington Monday and Tuesday. And then coming soon, I don't know the date. We're going to be at the Hard Rock right down the street, broadcasting live here in New York City.
17th of March? No, we don't know. Is that St. Pat's?
I don't think it's the 17th, though.
No?
No, I don't
What?
think so. It should be on this one sheet so we could just, go to it.
It certainly should.
I think it's a Thursday. A Thursday.
Thursday.
What?
It is the 17th.
Oh, it is the 17th? Thursday?
Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day. Is the 17th.
Actually, on St. Patrick's Day. All right.
Thursday.
Yes,
Why would we be drinking early in the morning on any other day?
Why aren't we doing afternoon drive that day?
We should.
I agree. We should start tomorrow and just right up to that day, do it.
Is there a reason why we're not doing afternoon drive that day?
Well, I guess we could probably do that.
That'd probably be a little more conducive to St. Patty's Day.
I mean, because we want all our invisible listeners to show up.
Yes.
And drink beer with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is that it is nuts around this area at that time.
Is it crazy and insane?
No,
or
it's
just
not.
nuts?
It's just nuts.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Listen,
It is.
Adrian from Rocky Glasses raises a good point. I'll be on the plane, though, at that time. I have a 1:45 flight that day.
See?
You do.
So where are you going?
All right, then.
The West Palm.
Can we get enough listeners to hang out in the morning and drink green beer?
I think so, and then I believe Anthony's brother's going to do an acoustic set because they have a gig that night somewhere far away, but they're going to make it in.
Well.
And we were going to do kegs and eggs. That was the whole idea.
All right, kegs and eggs.
Eggs and eggs.
All right, well, we're hoping that some of our invisible listeners show up.
Yes,
Thursday,
please.
March 17th.
And then also
we don't want to beg.
Then there's a Boston thing on the horizon as well.
Yeah, when we get those details.
Which involves World Series rings.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, so.
We know they're getting their rings. Wow, look how happy Ben is. It sounds
Boston,
like
the dominant sports team.
It really is.
The Celtics are playing great now too. Wouldn't it be great if the Celtics won the championship? That's not going to happen. But
that's like
no, it's amazing.
Back in 1969, it was the Jets, Mets, Knicks, all won in the same year.
Yeah.
Celtics playing great.
They don't have a shot.
I know, they're Shaq in Miami. But, hey, give them some credit.
They really don't have a shot at winning it all.
In Boston, one of my favorite cities, April 8, 9 at the Connection. I'll be back up in Boston for the first time in a long time.
So you're doing the Comedy Connection.
I love Boston, man.
And right around there, we'll be broadcasting live, I think. So.
You got to get Bill to drive you in this. What kind of car does Bill have?
Oh, Bill has a...
Blumenreich? Yeah.
Oh, he's the worst.
Yeah.
He was driving around in... I went up to Boston in my hiatus, and... Bill owns the Comedy Connection. He's a good guy. He's like, hey, you want to go for a ride? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Go down Newbury Street and stuff. Oh. He breaks out his Rolls Royce convertible.
And not only that, he almost killed us on his boat. Drives like a maniac on his speedboat on Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard, no, there's not many rocks close to the shore or anything. He avoids the.
All right, wait. Yeah, he's one of these guys. Yeah, I got to explain this whole thing because I was wandering. Man.
Of course.
Our 2 years off, I pretty much wandered around America, and I found myself up in Boston. And then I visited Bill. He has like this really nice house on the water in Falmouth, which is part of Cape Cod.
Yes.
And from his like living room window, you could see Martha's Vineyard. Mm-hmm. And it so happens that Ben was summering in Martha's Vineyard. So I call up Ben. I'm like, hey, Ben, I'm going to come see you. He's like, all right, cool.
Summering.
So then Bill goes, don't worry about the ferry. I could get you there in 20 minutes. It's like an hour ferry ride.
Really?
He goes, I could get you there in 20 minutes. I'm like, impossible. He goes, really? So we go down and get his boat. He has one of those stupid, like, cigar boats.
Cigar
boats.
Cigar.
So, I don't know. I don't know boating. One of those cigarette boats, with the dual engines and the whole boat is out of the water. This guy, I swear to God, was going 50, 60 miles an hour over the water. Dude, he lost a lot of weight because he's one of these guys that got his stomach stapled.
Yeah.
You know how we were talking about the G-force the other day? Mm-hmm. That's where I got that little thing real fast from. We were going so fast. I was so freaking scared. I was holding on so hard that my hands hurt for 2 days. And his skin was like it was plastic, like rubber. It was so stretching, like flopping, like.
Really?
Dude, it was the scariest ride. So then I go to Martha's Vineyard, and I'm hanging out with Ben for a couple days, him and his pops and stuff. We had a really good time with the nude beach.
The nude beach, yeah.
And you didn't get a look at Ben's hog? What's wrong with you?
I don't go nude on the beach.
Wait, this story gets better. We're going all over the place. We're going all over the place. But Ben's father, he rented a house, for the month of, August or whatever.
Yeah,
Martha's Vineyard. And Ben and I are tooling around. That's when we saw Larry David stoned.
Uh-huh.
This is crazy. Yeah. Well,
Larry David.
Wait.
There's so many stories.
I know. Let me try to like organize all this. So Ben gets me at the dock, and we're driving back to where his father, has the pad for the month. And I'm like, dude, I heard Belushi's, buried around here. He goes, yeah, you want to see Belushi's grave? So I'm like, cool. So we go see Belushi's grave, which is really depressing because you just pull into this really awful graveyard. It's like really old. There's not much action there at all.
Action?
Well, you know what I mean.
What do you expect, a party?
No, it almost looks like one of these graveyards that everyone has seen where the people have gotten so old that no one's really visiting anymore, so the gravestones are falling down. Makes you feel real good about your mortality,
Haunted mansion kind of
the gravestones are falling down. Yeah. And you pull into this graveyard, and there he is, right? There's his tombstone right there.
Yeah, he's kind of in his own little area, and it's kind of like Morrison's thing in Paris, where it's just
broken
beer cans all over the place.
People decide they want to sit and drink with John Belushi.
Yeah, you see like roaches and
of course. And all it just says Belushi. It doesn't say dates, nothing. It just says Belushi, and it's just a crappy rock. Yeah,
I was expecting a bigger display. Whatever. So we check it out for a while.
I was a little disappointed with the Belushi gravestone.
Well, yeah. So then, he was one of the greatest. Of course. You think you'd get a little more respect in death, but. So then we start driving back to Ben's father's place there, and all of a sudden we're driving on this tiny little country road where cars are like, going pretty fast, okay? It's one of the main roads, I guess, on Martha's Vineyard. And all of a sudden we pass this guy that's on the other side of the road. He's in the middle of the road just wandering around, walking like aimlessly, smiling and looking up at the clouds and the trees. And I'm like, holy crap, that guy's really stoned. And Ben goes, dude, I think that's Larry David. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So we turn around and we go back and we look again, and sure enough, it's Larry David, in my opinion, really fucking stoned.
Really?
Just staring up at the trees in the sky in his own little world, not on the shoulder of the road, pretty much in the middle of that lane. And cars are like kind of going around him and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's going on?
Maybe he was ready to be mugged and he took Ben's advice. Ran out into the street. Just run out into the street.
So then we get to Ben's father's place, and we had a really good time. And all of a sudden, one of Ben's father's neighbors comes over, right? And it turns out to be Gwyneth Paltrow's uncle.
Right.
This story is effed up, but this all happened. So we're hanging out in the kitchen area, and he brings over a bottle of wine because he's trying to make friends. He notices someone is in the house next door, so he comes by to be neighborly, right? So we're talking and stuff, and did we know it's Gwyneth Paltrow's uncle?
No, we didn't. He goes, "What do you guys think of the nude beach?"
Yeah. So all of a sudden we're drinking wine and stuff. He's like, "Hey, you guys check out the nude beach?" And I guess where Ben's father's place was, it was pretty close to the actual beach and the ocean or whatever. And, I mean, literally, you go on the beach and then literally go, oh, no, it's right there, I guess,
it's right there. The beach is right there.
So I guess if you want to be nude, you could be nude on this beach. And the guy's like, have you checked it out? It's really cool, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't know, the guy's in his mid-50s or whatever.
Right, an older gentleman stops you over with wine and wants to take you to the nude beach?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Fucking fruit.
I got to be honest, though. It turns out the guy's really, really cool, right?
The guy's a stud, too. He was,
because now...
Sounds it.
You look a little tense. You need a rub?
Because now he's a friend of Ben's father, right? But this is how it all began.
All that's missing is a Javalog and some firemen.
But I completely... Because I've been going to this beach since I was little, and there was never any hot chicks ever, or anyone that should be... nude. It was always just the big fat people running around this beach. So I'm like, it's always the fat pig, disgusting people that are on the nude beach.
It's usually the way.
That's always the case, man. Always the case. Those are the ones that feel comfortable in their nudity. Great. It's never the hot piece of ass. It's always some slob.
And you get the idiots that play nude volleyball, and they run and they dive, and just,
diving on the beach naked? Animals.
So I guess it was the next day, like, these guys stay up and party and stuff, and I was getting up pretty early, like, literally this time, maybe a little earlier, and I would grab my coffee, and I go down the beach with my book. No one is, I swear to you, dude, No one is on the beach whatsoever. Nice, peaceful time of the morning, right?
Ben, is it true you went to the nude beach, and when you went swimming nude, Chief Brody started shooting at your hog in the water, telling everyone to get out of the water? No? I heard that story.
So,
he got a rod, knocked the Kinder Boy off his little thing.
His little raft.
That's hilarious. So, I'm sitting there.
He hung his hog up on a big pulley.
License plate fell out of it.
That's not Ben's hog. It's a hammerhead shark.
Oh, what?
So, I'm sitting there enjoying my coffee, reading whatever, the paper or a book or something. No one there, just very peaceful, And all of a sudden, I look down the beach, and I see this guy jogging. He's doing his morning jog.
Is he nude?
And well, he's getting closer and closer, and I'm like, oh my god, that guy's fucking nude, right? And I'm looking, and all of a sudden I go, holy shit, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's uncle.
Oh no, it's the guy with the wine. See? The guy with the wine is now jogging down the beach naked.
Dude, he's literally like 20, 30 yards away from me. Oh. We make eye contact. I'm like, oh
no,
man.
How did you not just spin around?
Of course. And
just hide.
And then he ran quickly into the what do they call it?
Seagrass.
Yeah,
he ran like in the seagrass.
Ran into the dunes and the seagrass like he took a drastic right-hand turn. I'm like, oh, uncomfortable moment, man.
When you were sitting there reading your book, did he come over and stand right next to you while you're sitting in the chair?
Yeah. Cock height.
See anything you like?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Nice day. Hands on his hips. Yeah, looking around. Yeah, nice day. Things wagging in your face.
You got it on your shoulder a little.
So then Bill, who owns the Comedy Connection, he calls me up. He's like, hey, I'm bored. I'm going to take a ride around Martha's Vineyard. You want in? I'm like, hey, Ben, you want to go for a boat ride? Ben's father, really taking care of me and stuff. I figured I would kind of try to return the favor. Nice little boat ride, because we didn't have a boat, right? So Ben's like, yeah, cool, man. So we meet Bill at where Carly
in Menemsha. Yeah, Menemsha.
That's where
Harbor.
Carly Simon lives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carly Simon's little harbor
trying
area.
To keep count on celebrity names in this story.
Yeah, it's very
trying
good.
To keep count.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable. So we jump on Bill's boat, and he slowly but surely, goes out of the harbor, and we're like, hey.
Was he
cool.
nude?
No.
Why would you get on a boat with Blumenreich? I'd rather go for a ride with 3 Cleveland Indian pitchers.
Well, dude, I told Ben about the ride over to Martha's Vineyard, how this guy's a freaking lunatic, but we still decided to go for it, figuring the guy really knows what he's doing. Were you on the boat when we were going into another harbor and he was giving everyone the finger? Because do you know anything about boating? Where
I know a lot about boating.
All right, so when this is another little sidetrack. When you're going into harbors, we went into one of these harbors to have lunch, right?
Yeah.
And when you hit the buoys, you got to slow down really.
No wake,
exactly.
5 miles an hour.
Yeah. So yeah. But most people will cheat a little bit, maybe go 10.
You cheat a little depending on the time
of day. But you got the harbor police.
Traffic's there.
You got the harbor police just waiting to pull you over, whatever. Bill Blumenreich, we were flying into this harbor, dude. How fast? Be honest.
Real fast. Probably. We were going 30, 40 miles an hour out on the. He didn't really slow down. He cut people off.
If you do 10, you're going to get yelled at.
Yeah.
So we're heading toward the first buoy, and that starts the harbor, and there's boats coming in all directions, and you're just sitting in the back like, oh my God, he's trying to race this guy to the buoy. He's not going to slow down.
Boy.
So like Ben says, he's cutting people off and stuff, and he's still going pretty fast.
Well, if you want to go fast after you get through the buoy, you don't want to get stuck behind somebody.
Right.
So you got to get through there if you see the slowpokes.
Yeah. So now there's people coming out of the harbor. And he's still flying. The wake, no joke, dude, just massive.
Rooster tail.
And people are in stupid little sailboats and stuff, almost getting knocked into the water.
That's great.
And they're all trying to be nice, like hey, and they're giving the international sign of slow down. They're doing this with their hands, like up and down, like slow down. And all of a sudden, Bill just starts giving them a finger and going, "Fuck you, fuck you."
And you had one guy looking at us like the eyes from the black guy in Caddyshack when Rodney's coming at him.
Whoa. Yeah. He's just like, fuck you. So anyway, we get into the boat in Carly Simon's harbor there, and exactly. So then we start a little. He decides he wants to circle Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
He opens it up because he's one of these guys that has to show off.
Sure, you have a boat like that?
Dude, I'm one of these guys that I'm just happy to be on the water. I don't need to go fast. I'm just happy to be out there checking it all out, getting a little sun, He's going so fast it can't be enjoyable. It just can't.
You're worried for your life.
You're holding on with both hands. Ben's on to my right. We're holding on. We can't even talk because we're going so fast. You don't want to move your head sideways because you think your neck's going to snap off.
Yeah.
You're going that fast, right? So then all of a sudden, what did you say? Do you have a?
I said, do you have like a depth finder and stuff? And not only that, because off of Martha's Vineyard, it's very rocky. You've got to really know where you're going at certain
You know how
points.
you started the show talking about Poe and the dangerous black gentleman?
Sure.
I was fine, more or less, that he's going fast, just assuming that we're in the middle of the ocean. It's got to be very deep water. Unless we, like, run over the Loch Ness Monster, nothing's going to happen to
Ben's
us.
hog, you mean?
Right. So all of a sudden, Ben, thank you, Ben, has to ask him if he has a depth finder. And Bill's like, oh, yeah, I do, but it broke like a month ago.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. The sensor scraped on the bottom.
We looked down at one point, and, I mean, it was shallow.
Dude, I guess it's known to be very shallow around Martha's Vineyard, even if you're like...
And rocky, and it's very rocky as well.
Yeah. Even though you're like a mile out, it's still very shallow. So Ben finds out that Bill has a depth finder that's broken. The rest of the fucking boat ride, you're just sitting there going, oh my god.
At that speed.
Oh yeah, we're
it
just
really
like.
Doesn't matter anyway if you got a depth finder or not.
No, I know, but at least I guess it was a false sense of comfort or whatever.
Yeah, if you see like 40 feet under you, you're pretty
right.
Okay,
But then now we're just looking, and then we're looking over the side a little bit, like, oh my god, you could see the sand, and this guy will not fucking slow down, man. So, and then his face, like the rubber face.
So you're riding through the harbor like Norman Thayer and Little Billy. You on the front of the boat.
So.
Nice.
What is that?
Oh, what is this? This is some pen.
It's a pen that makes a fart noise.
Oh, you pull the finger.
Gotcha.
But that was
so that all goes back to Jim playing the Comedy Connection in Boston.
Yeah, no,
Bill April 8 and 9.
Bill Blumenreich, he is a great guy. He rocks. He gives me his penthouse suite when he's in Cape Cod. So, which freaking rocks. What?
Ooh.
What were you gonna say? Oh yeah. Okay.
Is it a nice penthouse?
Let's just put it this way. I don't think Bill would mind. So get Ben back in here. So Ben and I go up to his penthouse suite, right? It's in the Ritz-Carlton. The place is freaking gorgeous, right? So I'm giving Ben...
He's got a penthouse in the Ritz?
Yeah.
Dude, that's got to run you $105,000.
At least.
I'm not even kidding. That's got at least. Yeah.
I think the tally could be more than that.
The guy is such a horn dog. He's got the best telescope to check out all the other buildings in the area.
Oh, really?
Dude, this telescope was meant to see the rings on Saturn, but he's using it to check out pussy in other buildings. It's great. So I'm giving, I'm there alone because, like in the summer, he's in Cape Cod, and we're friends, and we've helped him out over the years. So he returns the favor by letting me stay in his place when he's not there when I'm in Boston sometimes. So Ben comes up. I go, Ben, you gotta check out his place, right? So we're walking around and stuff, and we notice that he has the Magnum extra large. What is the like?
Were you snooping?
No, they were lying out next to the bed.
They were just lying out.
Ugh.
We're not snoopers.
Did you sleep in that bed?
No. I got my own room and everything.
Wait,
you did?
No,
was it used and under the bed and you picked it up? Hey, this looks like a Magnum. Let me blow into it and see how big it gets.
Dude, he has to have a horse cock, man. They were like,
let's get him on the phone and ask him.
They were like, what are they? They were Magnum something else, like Magnum, like extra strength, extra. I don't know, something. Pretty much the biggest condom you could buy. The ones you wish you could buy when you're buying condoms.
What nationality is that? Is Bill?
I don't know, man. These were just horse condoms, though. Me and Ben giggled like little schoolgirls after we found that.
He probably doesn't fucking him. He probably just stuffs cash from the Comedy Connection and takes it to the bank.
Apparently. Wow. Guy's got a lot of cake.
So anyway, that's yeah.
He has a penthouse and it's got more than one bedroom. Is what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's unbelievable. Actually,
how's the view?
Unbelievable.
Really?
Because he's on like the 30-something floor.
I have a hard enough time sleeping in someone's guest room. Never mind, like
Dude,
their bed.
this is better than a hotel, man. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Nothing's better than a hotel.
No, I'm telling you.
Penthouse
You know why?
Ritz?
Because it's in the Ritz, so you get the maid service and
Oh,
everything
you get
else.
the maid service and stuff?
And you can get room service if you want. So
And he
it's-
wasn't there?
No, so it's like
then it's just a hotel room.
So it's like a hotel room, but it's someone's place. It's a lot nicer. You know, it's decorated
That's
nice and
cool.
stuff.
You just tend to do stuff that I would never do, like what you stayed at Bob's house, our agent.
Yeah, well, that's
Like, oh.
Well, I lived out there for like a month and a half when we got fired.
I could never.
So I lived upstairs. Yeah.
Oh,
why? That would be fun.
No, it isn't.
Dude, it was like a place to just drop my stuff because then I was going to Vegas. I went to San Diego, went up to San Francisco to see Norton.
Yeah, but
and then I come back to L.A. as my little home base.
Like sleeping in other people's
But
houses.
dude, I was out there for a month and a
Annoys
half.
me.
I wasn't going to get a hotel for a month and a half.
No?
I get the whole upstairs. It's good. And then his little Mexican lady does all my laundry for me.
This Mexican lady
That he doesn't tip, so
he owns a Mexican.
I don't know, some lady. It's great though. Like she knows she's doing my laundry. And Bob's like, don't give her any money. I'm like, screw that, man. This is a nice luxury. So she would come up to my room every day, like looking around for laundry. I'm like, yeah. And then I'd give her like, just $5, and this lady would freak out, like, thank you.
You know, you could have gotten for 20.
Yeah.
Should have left 20 in your undershorts.
Bleached underwear and a full release.
Did I tell you about my trip to? Speaking of Bill Blumenreich, another time. I think it was the same trip. I think I was out there for a couple days. He goes, "Hey, dude, you want to hang out and go drinking with my friend?" And his daughter was with us too and stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he doesn't tell me his friend is the guy that's pretty much in charge of the Big Dig in Boston.
Oh, is that a celebrity?
Well, his name's on all the construction stuff up there.
Really?
I forgot his name, but a really, really nice guy.
John Deere?
So we take
Caterpillar.
So we take this ride out, out to the further out on Cape Cod. And all of a sudden the road ends and we're at a beach. And I'm like, well, where are we going? We're going to do dinner, hang out, have drinks, and just have a good old time, right? So he goes, oh, you see that island out there? I go, yeah. There's an island probably, I don't know, maybe a mile offshore. Pretty big island, dude. Pretty big. Probably the island's probably a mile by maybe a mile by mile.
Mm-hmm.
Nice square mile island, okay?
Perfectly square island.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
So all of a sudden I'm like, dude, where are we going? He goes, you see that island out there? We're going there. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. And I go, well, how are we supposed to get there? He goes, you see that car? And at this point I see a car on the island. I go, yeah. He goes, that's him. He's coming to pick us up.
Really?
Dude, I lived the James Bond movie. I'm like, get the F out of here, right? I see the car a mile away, comes down to the shore of its island, and then just pops in the water. He has one of those freaking...
Oh, one of the boat cars?
He has one of those boat cars.
A boat car.
And he chugs over to where we are, and all of a sudden just rides right up on the beach and goes, hey, nice to meet you. I heard a lot about you and Anthony. Used to listen to our show and everything, this guy. He's massively huge in Boston.
Wow.
One of the richest guys in all of Massachusetts, whatever, right?
Dude, a car like that's got to run you $15,000.
At least.
And it was old, too, because I guess they don't make many of these anymore, and he has two of them or something like that. It was a convertible.
It's got the little propeller out the back.
It's crazy. So he picks us up, and then, and then we're towing back to his island, his private island that he just bought from... Well, he didn't buy. He's leasing from the state of Massachusetts. For the next, 100 years, it'll be in his family or something.
Huh.
And then, these old people used to live there. Well, they still live there because he didn't want to kick them out because they're, in their 90s or something. And so... I
heard Don owned one of those cars and backed over a trout.
So then we tool across the water onto this guy's private island.
We're going to miss little Trouty.
Right. And the island is the one market he's successful in.
1 mile by 1 mile.
This guy has so much money. We get up on to the house that he was pretty much, just tearing down to build some kind of mansion or something. And then he had some kind of beekeeper guy. One of his help is this guy that...
And the beekeeper was Tom Selleck. No?
So we get up to the main house, which is at the top of the island or whatever. It was like Fantasy Island or something. It was crazy. And all of a sudden, this guy that works for him is in a full bee outfit.
Like,
dude, this isn't
dressed as a bee or a beekeeper outfit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in a bee outfit.
Yeah,
It really was crazy.
It sounds like a Clay Shaw, David Ferry type of party.
It was. He was dressed as a beekeeper.
They're all wearing white makeup,
painted gold.
He was dressed as a beekeeper, and he's also one of the help. There was help all over the place. By the way, this isn't the drugs, taking over today. This all happened. So, all of a sudden, we're sitting around, and the beekeeper comes and gives this dude, wine that I guess we're going to drink. And these bottles were so freaking old, it wasn't even funny, right? And all of a sudden, I asked Bill, I'm like, Bill, why is that guy dressed like a beekeeper? He goes, oh, his job is to destroy all the mosquitoes on the island. Ooh. His job was to get rid of all mosquitoes and bugs that bite you on the island. And
Quite the task.
And I guess they came up with some kind of invention with these huge drums with some kind of chemical that forces these the mosquitoes and these bugs. Oh, and the black flies or the green flies, the ones that really
they
sting.
bite you when you're trying to lay on the beach.
Yeah. So they came up with these inventions. And
bit Ben's hog once, and it swelled up, and I don't even want to talk about
5,000 times.
They had drums all over the island, and with these chemicals or whatever. The flies and the mosquitoes would go into the barrel, and then they would die because they can't come back out.
Aww. Fly goes into the barrel.
Dude, the guy was showing me how many mosquitoes and flies these inventions were killing. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. He was attempting to eradicate all bug life on this island.
I heard you actually tried to claim half credit for inventing that barrel with the chemical, and then he called up some hack journalist and said no, he had invented the bug-killing barrel. Is that true?
Well, yeah, you got me now, bro.
That sounds like a fun trip, though. I mean, looking at bugs with a guy in a horse cock, that sounds like a great time.
Nude faggots with wine bottles running down the beach?
No. Now you're confusing all the stories here.
Blumenreich swinging his cock and killing bugs and deer and antelope.
And then he had like
flying cars.
Then he takes me on a
floating car, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
He takes me on a tour of the island. A bunch of us. It was a golf cart that sat like 6 or 7 people. It was like 3 rows. I've never seen a golf cart like that.
A stretch golf cart?
Yeah, with headlights and stuff. And he made his own paths throughout the island that had like sawdust on it. And it was quite nice. And everywhere you looked were these barrels just killing mosquitoes and flies. And I gotta be honest with you, it's nighttime at this point, and we're not getting bit at all. So the beekeeper's doing his job. And then,
why would a beekeeper be hired to kill mosquitoes?
Well,
he wasn't just. Oh, he was just wearing the
so he wouldn't get stung.
Outfit.
Yeah. So he wouldn't get stung, And then he's showing me where he's gonna, put in a 3-hole golf course. I mean, it was just insane how much money this guy has. And then we go back to the house, and all of a sudden the wine is on the table, and the guy goes, "You like wine?" And I go, yeah, and Bill's like, yeah. Ooh. And all of a sudden he starts opening the bottle of wine, and the cork breaks or something. So he goes, damn it, I got to get another bottle opener or whatever. So at that point,
you want to join me?
So his hot wife and the hot nannies were all over the place too. But that's another story.
Was there any security on the island?
There was, right? There seemed to be guys on the perimeter. Let's just put it that way.
Walking the perimeter.
I don't want to acknowledge that. It seemed like there was something going on there. It was a day I'll never forget. So then he goes into the kitchen, and Bill Blumenreich looks at me and gives me a look and goes, "Oh, my God." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "That's 1982 Chateau Lafite," or something like that.
Something really good.
Yeah, and I go, "Well, so?" He's like, "So that would cost you at least $1,200 to $1,500 a bottle in a liquor store. You can't even buy this in a restaurant." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, and the label is falling off the thing. So the guy comes back, he finally opens the bottle, and you think it's a nice bottle of wine, right? You're going to enjoy it. It was the nicest glass of wine I've ever had in my life, and ever will, I guess. And we went through 2 bottles, and the guy whose house it is, he's just chugging it like it's a box of wine.
Really?
He doesn't even understand why this wine's so good. He just knows he's rich and he's going to drink really good wine.
And then there was machine gun fire through the window of their bedroom. Comes out, the security guys are walking around. So where my wife sleeps, where Ben comes to play with his hog.
So then we're just sitting out there in the middle of the island, looking over Cape Cod and the stars and stuff, drinking this crazy wine. And the guy's like a huge fan of the show, thought we were really funny when we were up in Boston, was bummed that we did what we did, and then it was time for dinner, and I don't know, he got his wife and the nannies, and then he made multiple trips back to the mainland in this boat, even though we were all hammered.
In his boat car?
In his boat car, to get back in our cars to go to a nice restaurant on Cape Cod.
I never have these nights like this with bottles of wine and looking at the stars. And never. Doesn't happen.
It was awesome, though.
My nights are not like that either. My nights are spent hanging in a restaurant over a Comedy Cellar in the Village with fucking awful Bob Kelly and trying to theorize on things, and I look for fucking prostitutes that have female genitalia. That's my evening.
That's mine is point and click. That's me. Mouse in hand.
Dude,
no bottle of wine. No wine glass in my hand. It's a mouse.
When we got fired, I just decided to be, I don't know, an adventurer.
I
was just wandering around the country.
I don't like this. I don't hear about a lot of chicks in this story. This bothers me. Just three men enjoying some wine on an island.
Look, I know Opie probably as good as anybody. And I know there's no funny business going on. But your stories conjure up an image every time.
You know why? Because I'm honest.
Because it's always
this shit happens, and I'm being honest.
I got you.
I could have made the nude beach story sound better. That there was a group of women also on the beach naked over here, and then I saw the guy. No, I'm telling you exactly what happened.
I understand. You don't have to sell me.
I'm telling you exactly what happened.
It's just it's reflected in instant feedback and everything. The stories just conjure an image of hanging with men and drinking wine.
Sipping.
It's usually sipping wine with a man.
I know. It wasn't just... I mean, his wife was there and a nanny that didn't speak English.
Nanny hot?
Yeah, actually really hot. There was a couple of them.
Why would a wife...
I think he had 2 or 3 kids.
Have a hot nanny, because the guy always goes after the hot nanny.
His wife was like... some old actress. I didn't recognize her. One of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life.
She was an old actress, though?
Not even old. I shouldn't say an old actress because she was very, very young.
Yeah.
But she was acting. She was an actor and decided, screw that. I'll marry a billionaire, I guess.
Is he a billionaire?
Oh, my God. The guy's really cool, and she was really, really nice. And they had 2 or 3 kids, and each kid had a separate nanny. So it was like a whole thing going on.
You're a kid with a servant. Jesus.
Separate nannies. Wow. Really hot wife that was easily 20 years younger than him, easily, and the beekeeper, and then other the
bug guy,
and then other guys on the perimeter. Let's just say
guys.
Yeah, taking care of business.
Yeah, dude. I tell the stories how they happen. Jeez. What can I tell you?
I understand. Did Blumenreich have like a knapsack with a condom in it?
Condom was a knapsack. Keeps his stuff in it when he needs it.
His fag bag.
Stretch it on over.
All right, I don't know what we're going to do there, but...
Now I'm going to try to check out his package when I see him.
When Ben and I saw the Magnum condoms on the dresser or whatever, we laughed ourselves.
Well, Ben was laughing for different reasons than you are. Ben's like, I tried one of those, and I had to sew 2 together.
All right, why don't we take a break?
Did the guy you were staying with make his man helper wipe your ass with his sleeve? Is there a Ramon?
Ramon, kill these mosquitoes.
All right. Hey, Francine's here. She's going to do the news for us today.
Yes.
Nice.
Also, I got a little blast from the past that we just found.
Tool bag saying, that's a 1986 Java log. You can't even find these on Christopher Street. They just...
that's all right.
They just come in one after another.
It's all right. It's okay.
Was there a midget standing on shore saying, hey, boss, the Opie, the Opie?
Yeah, I really felt... I mean, the guy owns his own island. It was crazy. It was unbelievable. Anyway. And then have enough money to just decide to eradicate all bug life.
Yeah.
So you could
on your island.
So you could sit outside after the sun goes down and drink your $1,500 bottles of wine. I've heard he's gotten bored of the island and he's like moving back to the mainland already or something. But
what do you do on an island? You hear crickets? You're like, ugh.
Dude, it was
crickets. Just sit there listening to crickets all
chirp,
night.
chirp. All right, I get it.
Dude, it's pretty cool though. It's a whole compound he was making,
as a
satellite TV and all that. Yeah. Well, he had the boat car though, so he could leave whenever he wanted.
That's kind of cool.
What if it's raining though, Opie? What if the waves are blowing?
You got a nor'easter,
and then he's like, we're it's like right. it's night and we're at a cliff and looking down where like him and his family go and have their own just private beach whenever they want. I mean, it's nuts.
What do you do in a good point? What do you do when it snows and it gets frozen up there?
Yeah.
I don't think he lives there all year long. Oh. Dude, when you have that much money, I mean, he probably lives there a month out of the year.
That's
2 months out of the year.
Probably got a 1-bedroom somewhere.
Yeah. Probably.
All right.
Little small place.
A little comfy
cottage.
Is Otto and George here yet? Not yet. We're still waiting for the return of Otto and George.
Probably hitting traffic coming in.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that was interesting to anyone, but
I wanted to hear about it. Well, you know the most interesting part to me.
Go ahead.
No, I'm never going to look at Blumenreich the same.
Because he's got a huge hog.
Never. I got to check out his package now.
He's got a huge hog.
So wear tight sweats, Billy.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Owen-Day virus.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
You tell us.
Hey, man.
What's going on, sweet cheeks?
Welcome to the program, Vic.
Thanks, honey. Hey, I was just calling because, speaking of tribute bands, I don't know if you guys knew or not, but I think it was 2000, New Year's or Christmas, Great White actually did a tribute to Led Zeppelin called Great Zeppelin. And if you ever get a chance, I've got the stuff. I can send it to you if you want, but if you can find it, he is, I mean, if you didn't know, you'd think it was Led Zeppelin. I mean,
He's got that voice.
Well, we're going to go into our Gillette and see if we can get a taste of Great White doing Zeppelin. Great White also did a tribute to Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, not to mention a fine one to the Towering Inferno.
Oh, that's awful.
All right, here's Great White doing a little Zeppelin, a little taste.
Better than Robert Plant ever could sing this song, by the way.
You heard this version?
Plant's live voice blows. Yeah, this guy does a great job.
Baby, I'm gonna leave you.
Hits every note.
I said, baby, you know I'm gonna leave you. The door is locked. The door is locked. I'll leave you in the summertime. Leave you when the summer comes rolling. Leave you when the summer comes along.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading. Anthony Show. XM202.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. We're going to get Francine in here in a few minutes. Stalker Patty's outside the studio.
Why?
She's not going to do the VagPump.
Of course she's not. Although, if we offer her enough money...
She's shaking her head back and forth. Then why is she here?
I wanted to tell you live that I'm not going to do the VagPump.
All right, we'll get to her in a little bit.
Well, you got to get to me soon, because I got to go to work at 9:30. Oh, what a mess.
And the Bernie Getz, too. We're trying to get some, throw some audio clips up on the website.
The Bernie Getz. Is that like the Motley Crue? The Bernie Getz.
The Bernie Getz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bernie Getz.
Jim, what's wrong?
Thrilled by Jamie Foxx's Oscar win in the portrayal for Ray Charles and Ray.
I was just reading this, and I was equally as disgusted.
The Georgia House is hoping the actor will visit the Capitol and reenact the 1979 visit by the singer.
Why?
Why? He's Jamie Foxx. He's not Ray Charles. The only hope I have left in this whole situation is that this never goes away, and at some point Jamie Foxx blows his brains out of his head because everyone thinks of him as Ray Charles.
The Legislative Black Caucus, which sponsored the idea, is hoping Foxx would perform Georgia on My Mind on a piano in the House chamber. And then maybe Val Kilmer can come up and sing "People Are Strange." And how about like Woody Harrelson to come over and have his wife die of AIDS in a bathtub? You assholes! He's not the real guy.
It's a role.
Even Jamie Foxx has moved on at this point. As soon as he won that Oscar, he's like, thank God, I don't have to talk about Ray Charles anymore.
Good. You know something?
He's on to his next role.
Let him keep talking about it. Let people keep calling him Ray Charles.
I love when these actors and actresses, they do a particular role, and then they feel like they have to be experts on that subject until the movie is out, and then either does well or bombs, and then they move on to the next thing, and they could care less about the plight of this person they just played.
You know how sick of Ray Charles he's probably getting? Where it's like everyone that talks to him, every interview he does, so tell me about Ray and what you... Oh, you know something? He's just going to be like, you know something? Fuck Ray Charles.
He's dead. By the way, I don't know if you're aware, but coming up soon, Denzel Washington will be speaking at the Audubon Ballroom in Harlem. He's not the real guy, you Georgia idiots. Who cares?
Fantastic. What do you expect from Georgia, though?
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Tom Cruise, though, when he was paralyzed in Vietnam. I mean, it really was sad to see.
And he still rolls around in a wheelchair. Yeah.
Big fucking penis!
And Tom Cruise cared about Vietnam for about a year. And now he doesn't want to be bothered with Vietnam questions. He's moved on.
They become spokesmen for the role to promote the movie, and then they just forget about it.
Tom Hanks did the AIDS thing for a while. You think Tom Hanks wants... to talk about AIDS anymore? No. But when it meant, more people going to see Philadelphia, of course, he'll talk his brains out about it.
When actresses get up there and they start preaching about their role, and, yes, my character, she taught me so much. You're playing a character. She didn't teach you shit.
Yeah.
It's you doing a character. She's very sensitive and emotional, and I learned so much from her. Well, you schizo. You learn nothing. It's you, idiot. And then they push the cause. I'm working on AIDS and stuff because of the role to promote the movie. And then, they just forget about it. Remember when everyone wore the AIDS ribbon?
Yeah.
Everywhere they went, there were red AIDS ribbons. What happened?
Right.
Was it cured?
No.
Did we find a cure? What happened?
It was trendy.
They realized that the ribbon was red, just like the blood that was infecting everyone, and that might be a problem.
It was trendy.
You know who I want to see learn from his role? Anthony Hopkins. I want to see him bite a nurse's face without his heartbeat going over. That would make me very happy. I learned a lot about committing murders and having 6 fingers on each hand, like the book says.
And the guy in the cell next to him learned how to throw jizz at a girl's face. Sure. Why not?
I can smell your wife, Frida.
Can we rewind the program a little bit?
Sure.
Well, I need to rewind a little bit more.
There's a laugh going on there somewhere.
I found the Don audio when he called our radio show. We brought this up earlier. Anybody want to set it up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you brought it up, actually, that he called the radio program.
One day on the Opie and Anthony program, there was such a dislike between the two shows when Don and Mike were in Manhattan, and they were on NEW along with this show. And the tension came from, I think the only people that knew they were on NEW were the people on this show and 4 other people, because they got no ratings.
I'll tell you why there was a dislike, by the way.
Yes.
Don and Mike were shoved down our throats. You know, we had a big part in the shows on WNEW for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, we loved Ron and Fez and Scott Farrell. Holy crap.
Wow, you had a mental block?
I almost mispronounced his name there. And Don and Mike, they had some weird thing with their contract and stuff, and they were forced down our throats, and we knew they didn't have what it took to do New York radio. Simple as that. We just knew. And they proved us right by failing miserably. And then they failed in Philly, because then, they were forced to be thrown on a radio station in Philly as well, because of some kind of weird contract they had.
Yeah.
So they failed in New York, they failed in Philly, which was just a nightmare for us, because we were trying to build something, We were trying to build this talk show lineup that could go into a lot of these big markets.
A buffo lineup.
Right.
We needed.
So, right off the bat, we're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Same with Tom Leykis. We knew he'd fail in New York. He was a failure as well.
Yeah,
but these guys were shoved down our throats, and in the beginning we tried to be nice.
Promote them and be nice and everything.
But then we realized, what a waste of time. So we spoke our minds like we do on a regular basis, and he didn't like that too much. So then we were on in Washington as well, where he's really big, And we were doing very well in his old slot because we kicked him out of Afternoon Drive.
Yeah.
He had to take middays. That's how much confidence the company had in his show.
And that's how they got. That's when they got really pissed
So
off.
the afternoon ratings went down, but we still were number one. And that's all that matters in this business, to be number one in certain demos, so then they could sell that demo and make a lot of money for the company, right? But Don couldn't take it that we kicked him out of his slot in Washington. And, we were making fun of him once again, and he couldn't take it that he called the program.
Well, then they got really bad blood. Everybody laid off for a little while, and I think they piped up and said something smart. And, of course, we were just smashing his fat face.
Right.
And he got so mad listening and obsessed as he was, he actually called in.
Anthony and I mean, love us or hate us, we know how to get under people's skin.
Oh.
Say what you want about me on the Internet, to your friends. I don't really care.
Nasty.
I don't really care. The fact is, I gave up reading message boards a long time ago.
Why?
Because it's just most of them are just looking for things that are wrong with the program.
There's a lot of cool people and stuff, but
I'll scan Whackbag.
The few can really ruin it for everybody.
I'll scan Whackbag. I'll scan OpieAnthony.net. I understand why those sites are very important to our show, but when people start getting picky and stuff, I'm like, all right, well, I'm not reading that thread. I know what this is about, whatever. But Ant and I know how to get under people's skin. Simple as that. I mean, ask Howard. Ask Howard. He couldn't take our abuse. So anyway, we were getting under his skin so bad that he had to call the radio program, right?
Yes. And it's like almost like flirting with a girl at work. The doctor grabbing the tits, that's the level of desperation that was. You just couldn't take it anymore. You don't call into a rival radio show. All you're doing is setting yourself up to be smashed harder.
You cannot succeed.
And they were just crucifying this fatso. We were just trashing him. And he broke down and called in.
Yeah.
Very angry.
Yeah.
But he couldn't bully like he does in his own little studio. No one gives a shit about him on this show.
And here's the exchange.
So talk to me on air.
Yeah, sure. Bye-bye, Don. Bye-bye. It was a good shot, though, Don.
Oh, what? Now you don't want to discuss it?
Sure. There's nothing to discuss.
Sure, let's discuss it. Let's discuss your ratings on WJFK in my home market.
Absolutely, Don.
Let's do it.
Fine.
How's it feel to be in 14th place?
Not bad at all. We're still building an audience.
Are you really?
Yes, hell yeah.
Not from the numbers I'm looking at.
Don, we are doing so much better than you are doing in New York. That's for sure.
I don't dispute that, but I have the numbers in front of me from D.C. And about those New York numbers, why don't you be specific when you say you're number one in all male demographics?
We are number one men 18 plus, number one men 18 to 49. That's what we were hired to do, yes.
Yes, and what are the numbers?
Who cares? We're number one. I don't have them in front of me.
You say you're number one, 18 to 34?
And plus, Don, are we number one men 18 plus in Washington, D.C. with this trend?
Let me look, and I will tell you I know you're down.
It doesn't matter. We number one men 18 plus in Washington, D.C. with the trend that
which is not the goal.
Yes, thank you. You're such a dick. Did your skateboard fall and hit the button? Thank you, Don. I'm not going to nitpick with a guy that's a complete loser in New York City. Failure. We don't want some of that failure rubbing off on us, Opie, here in New York City. Don, don't do this to yourself.
Is it possible that you could not be stupid?
Don't do this to yourself, Don.
Yeah,
You're
Don,
looking really silly.
Let me read you the
You're
trend
looking
numbers.
It's a desperate man. I feel bad for him. He is very desperate. He would never have called to take the abuse if he wasn't a completely desperate man. You don't see Ant and I calling his show. Absolutely not.
Or anyone else for that matter.
Hey, Don. We're calling the U-Haul, so we're going to do you a favor.
Okay,
we're going to pack up all your bags in New York.
Before you hang up, because you're afraid to hear the truth, and you're afraid for your audience to hear the truth.
You mean the truth that you're done in New York?
Here you go.
You're going to be fired? Here's the truth. Here's the truth, Anthony. Yeah. The truth is we'll continue broadcasting in D.C., and Don and Mike will not be broadcasting in New York City. That's the truth. There you go. Yeah.
Are you listening to these numbers? These numbers are not going up, asswipe. They're going down.
No, they're not. Oh, no, Don.
Mr.
Really?
Geronimo. Really?
I think you're smart enough in as far as. Oh! Woo! Wow! That hasn't been known. Oh my God!
Don't you want to hang up on?
Oh my God! That was a mic source on the air.
There you have it, man. I love that because that was the last time we ever talked to those fat fucks.
Oh, what a fat, desperate zilch.
That was the day, I guess, he got fired from the New York gig because he failed miserably. And remember, we started smashing his stuff in his office and
we
everything?
went into the office and started smashing, throwing stuff out the window. And
I still have a Don and Mike WNEW bowling pin sticker refrigerator magnet on my refrigerator.
Really?
Yes.
Collector's item.
So I don't eat. I just look at that and it kills my appetite.
That's like having a grill from an Edsel. Another failure.
Why would you answer that question? Are we number one, men 18 plus? Because that's what. You know, we love that the ladies listen to us, but especially in commercial radio, we were hired to be just number one with men.
Yep.
Number one, men 18 to 49 to be, specific, and they didn't even really care about any other ratings. They just didn't care.
Yep.
They don't care.
So he walked right into a freaking roundhouse.
He should have just lied and said, no, you're number 4.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's
dumb. Lie and say, no, you're not. Right. Then we would have kept him on the line because it's not good to leave like that.
Yes, but that's not the goal. Click.
Yes, but, that's not the goal.
So long, fat boy.
That's very funny. Well, we were talking about some celebrities and the movies they make and all the causes that they champion. Wasn't Tom Hanks all gung-ho about a World War II memorial after Saving Private Ryan? Tom Hanks went from AIDS advocate to NASA supporter to World War II spokesman in like 5 years. How about Julia Roberts doing Erin Brockovich?
That's the one I was trying to remember,
She talked that up for like a couple of years and then
not even, dude.
Gone.
That was her. It's not a couple of years.
That's true. Yeah.
She takes up the cause for maybe 3 to 4 months. That's it.
Yeah, they all take up these causes. And Mac from the Audubon says, you misquoted the article, Jim. They want Jamie Farr to sing Georgia on My Mind. I don't know why, but that just conjures up a funny image.
Jamil Farah, by the way.
Oh, really? Is that his real name?
Certainly wasn't Blackboard Jungle.
All right, listen, we're kind of screwing off today, but
having not a hat.
But having a what?
That song.
No.
Jesus.
No, we don't want it. It's all right.
No, we don't want it.
Waiting for Otto and George to come in.
Yes.
Waiting for girls to do the VagPump, but that's not going to happen. I guess we're going to have to reschedule that.
Can we see the VagPump?
Yeah,
Is it around? At least we could introduce the VagPump.
Anthony, really fast though.
Yes.
Remember the assault on the media? I think it was on Monday, maybe.
Oh yeah.
By Hummer Cash,
right?
From whackbag.com. Remember?
It was done in Philly.
It was our latest assault on the media. We love when you guys get on live TV. It absolutely helps us. Just get our names out. Definitely get our names out. Definitely get XM out, and then whatever else you want to do.
The pregnant broad, right?
The pregnant broad, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to this. I heard rumors that they went on the air to tell their viewing audience that she was okay.
Yeah.
But what happened was Hummer Cash, she's doing the stupid snow report about slippery roads and the nor'easter that hit Philly. And all of a sudden Hummer Cash comes flying into the picture. More or less, the cameraman was pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's yelling and screaming with a wow sticker, I think. You know, Opie and Anthony on XM Satellite Radio.
Uh-huh.
You remember maybe from Monday, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I got the audio. Let's replay this, and then I got something else for you.
All right, and despite the snow and all of our warnings, some people are out and about anyway, running errands and doing all sorts of other things. Karen Scullin is live in Chestnut Hill in that neighborhood of Philadelphia. Karen.
Hi there. Well, we're not just talking the side streets anymore here in Chestnut Hill, like the one you see over there, Germantown Avenue. Excuse me.
Satellite Radio. Opie Anthony, XM
Let's go to tape.
Let's go to tape.
We're sorry about that. We'll try to go back to Karen Scullin when we don't have that idiot around.
When we don't have that
idiot around.
So we didn't hear that on Monday.
Wow, they the cameraman was trying to keep his sign, his Opie and Anthony Wow sign, off TV. So he was moving the camera around a lot, and it almost made it look like there was a scuffle.
Right.
When the camera moves around a lot, it looks like a scuffle.
Yeah.
And the girl at that point was completely out of frame. So now all you're seeing is the ground and kind of the trees, and then they went to the tape of the story, and you didn't see the reporter anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess some rubes that were watching thought maybe she was injured because you saw the camera moving, the scuffle, and then didn't see her anymore.
And that's not the case. Hummer
No.
Cash didn't do anything. And if you're going to do these assaults on the media, don't touch the reporter. Simple as that.
But make a complete ass of yourself. Feel free to do that.
You can make an ass of them, too. Just don't touch them. You can't
don't touch them.
All right? So
it would be funny to go up to one of them as they're doing it, put your finger like an inch away from their ear and go, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. Yeah, do that.
If I saw that on live TV, oh, my God. So they come back from commercials, and...
Hey, Eric's on TV.
And, hey.
Oh, it's a hawk, sorry.
And the news anchor had to say this.
You're watching CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
You may have been watching a moment ago when reporter Karen Scullin was trying to do a report from Chestnut Hill neighborhood of Philadelphia, and someone ran in front of her camera. Many of you have called concerned for Karen. It was just some guy trying to get attention. He didn't touch Karen. Karen is fine. She is 6 months pregnant, and she's now just going to take a break.
What the hell kind of phone calls are they getting there?
She's not going to...
Hi. Yeah, my name's Connor. I'm a little concerned about your reporter. Actually, I have flowers. Karen, these for you.
Who's calling the show concerned for her safety?
Obviously, the station's not concerned for her safety, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, they put
in the
a 6-month pregnant woman out in a snowstorm.
Right.
Yeah, they don't care much about her.
Yeah, it's not too slippery out there.
She may have been watching.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's not hurt. She's just going to scoop what looks like goulash out of the sno and run to the hospital.
All right.
Oh. Is that a little one or Rudy out of the driveway?
All right.
Splash.
Why this fascination? Why?
I don't know, but it's funny.
October 2nd. Today, my life began. My parents do not know it yet. I am as small as the pollen of a flower, but it is I already. I will be a boy. I will have blonde hair and blue eyes. Nearly everything is settled already. October 19th. I have grown a little, but I am still too small to do anything by myself. My mother does everything for me, although she still does not know that she is carrying me under her heart. But I am a real person, just as a crumb of bread is still real bread. My mother exists, and I do too. October 23rd. My mouth is just now beginning to open. Just think, in a year or so, I'll be laughing, or later I'll start to talk. My first word will be, Mama. October 25th. The day my heart began to beat, it will beat softly for the rest of my life, never stopping. After many years, it will tire and stop, then I shall die. November 2nd.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. First of all, there's no way to get a tape recorder in there. And second of all, how come he was talking and then he says my mouth is now opening?
Open. Right.
This is crap. You're right. This is not real.
I don't think this is a real recording. Of a fetus.
It's called The Diary of an Unborn Fetus.
Oh.
Dude, a kid can't... There's no way for a kid to write. He's got no pen in there.
Come on.
Today I saw a big hog come poke me in the head. Mommy's still having sex, the slut.
I hear the sound of a vacuum cleaner. Mommy must be cleaning the rug. Wait a minute, it's headed this way. Oh no, my little arm got sucked out. Jim Abbott, here I come.
My God, man. Trying to share with everybody.
Today I'm going on a ride. Suddenly the nourishment has stopped from Mama.
Oh, what looks like a fist came through the womb, kind of like Freddy did in that original Nightmare on Elm Street when his face comes through the wall. Just these 5 knuckles.
Oh. Can I continue?
Oh. I am growing continually. My arms and legs are taking shape, but I must wait a long time before these tiny legs will raise me to my mother's arms. November 12th. Tiny fingers are beginning to form on my hands. How small they are. One day I'll stroke my mother's hair and tell her how nice she is. November 20th. Only today the doctor told my mother that I'm living here under her heart. How happy she must be. Are you happy, Mother? November 25th.
today, Mommy got told I'm a mongoloid.
Mother was happy, but Father kicked her down the stairs and said, "Let's make sure this is mine, you pig." And Mother's parents are not happy because Mother is white, but I am half black and half white. Mother's father, in Do the Right Thing, beat her and threw her out of the house for sleeping with Flipper.
Oh. Are you insane?
Mommy took thalidomide. I have arms like a seal.
Oh.
I'm in the womb only, and already I have thoughts of other men. I'm Daddy's disappointment.
I'm a woman trapped in a man's body who's still in a woman's body because I haven't been born yet to humiliate my family with my transgendered nonsense. In 18 years, I'll be performing sex on someone who thinks I'm a girl.
My mouth opened today, and in a few years, a luscious hog will slip between the lips.
And my little fingers will clutch money that's handed to me, and I'll leap out of the Saturn.
Can I continue?
I'm sorry.
Brought something to the program today, and
nice.
I like it. You make a mockery of it.
November 25th. Today is Thanksgiving. My mother and father are probably thinking about a name for me. And they don't even know that I am a little boy.
Connor!
So they are probably calling me Barbara. But I want to be called Andy.
December 24th.
Funny every time.
I am growing so big. December 10th. My hair is growing. It is as bright and shiny as the sun. I wonder what kind of hair my mother has. December 13th. My eyes are almost fully developed, although the lids are still shut. When Mother brings me into the world, it will be full of sunshine and overflowing with flowers.
Unless my eyes don't work and I'm black, then Jamie Foxx will play me and annoy the whole country.
Oh my God.
March 2nd. Someone left me in Don Geronimo's driveway. That fat fuck backed over me.
Oh my God.
Someday I will grow to be big and strong and go swimming in Tommy Lee's pool. He'll be too busy giving hepatitis to a supermodel to rescue me. Have the flu, do you, fucker? You weren't too sick to let a baby drown.
Can I continue?
Yes. I don't know why the baby sounds like an old lady when I do it.
Let me tell you, Sonny.
Really fast, go to Chip. Hey, Chip.
Yes.
What's up, Chip?
Not too much. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Who gives a shit?
And I was just wondering if this was more lost tapes from Demented World.
Are you trying to say that I'm playing the part of the baby?
Sure sounded a lot like yesterday.
You motherfucker.
Soon I'm going to be born and live the rest of my life in Ben's pants.
I have never seen a flower, you know, but more than anything, I want to see my mommy. How do you look, Mommy? December 24th. I wonder if my mother hears the delicate beat of my heart. Some children are born with sickly hearts, and then the gentle fingers of the doctor performs miracles to make them healthy. But my heart is healthy. It beats so evenly. Tap, 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 tap. You shall have a healthy son, Mother.
And then one day I'll be born, and Mama will bathe me and my 4 brothers and drown all of us. I better get used to this water I'm in.
I love my mommy. Someday she's going to get rich by taking money from an androgynous pale pedophile to poke me in my little pooper.
I want to know what Mama looks like and have my little fingers crossed that she doesn't drive an SUV.
Someday she'll lovingly strap me in a car seat and back us down a boat ramp.
And then wave at me and blame it on a jigaboo. And all of this hard work will be for naught. I'll wind up in Andrew Gore's living room in a jar. And I'll have to look at that freak for the rest of my existence. That germaphobe who takes 2 hours to leave the house.
Well.
December 28th. Today, my mother killed me.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Who the hell saw that coming?
And Mother only killed me because I sound like Bobby when Howie Mandel does him. Good.
Who the hell saw that coming?
Oh.
Wow.
Mother killed me. Now I will never cry on a plane or in a movie theater and annoy everyone.
You shall have a healthy son, Mother. December 28th. Today, my mother killed me.
Is that how it ends?
Oh, I know the point of this.
Why did...
Oh, no, there's a song?
Yeah.
There's a Why Did My Mommy Kill Me song?
Yes. Too bad Mother didn't kill me before I thought of the lyrics to this awful song.
I gotta hear him say my mommy killed me.
Oh, you do? I don't know where that was.
Right behind it.
No.
Oh my God!
Opie!
And then going into the song is great.
Oh boy, I went too far.
Opie!
Oh boy. All right.
But my heart is healthy.
Yeah.
It beats so evenly. Tap, 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 tap. You shall have a healthy son, Mother. December 28th. Today, my mother killed me.
Wow. Oh. Boy, this dumpster is smelly.
Wait, I want to know.
Tool bag, thank you.
I know that the kid is about to sing. I just want to know what the song is. We have to actually get to the rest of that. This kid is really beginning to annoy me.
Right.
All right, you ready for the song?
The kid's little song.
Everyone
buckle
ready
up
for this?
Yes.
All right.
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring, 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 banana phone.
That's not the song.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I pushed the wrong button. All right, so you guys are ready for the song, right?
You little scumbag!
Wow. I like that kid.
A little harsh.
Let's all calm
Sounded
down.
nice and happy and fun.
They're paying for it. You vacuum it out.
All right, everyone's ready for the song, right?
I don't know. Oh, my goodness.
I got to rewind the tape.
What's that, some kind of thick joke?
All right.
All right, we're ready for the song,
Yeah,
Jimmy?
let's hear the little
I want to hear the song.
little fetus in
Yeah,
it.
what is it?
All right, here it is.
The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. Hit me up all night, plugging me porn to porn, porn, porn.
That's not it. Wait a minute. All right, you ready for the song?
Yeah.
All right, here's the song.
And scene. Oh, God.
All right.
Poor little guy.
Here is
Let's
the
hear
song.
Why When God made me special for you, I really wanted to see you.
Stop whining. Stop whining.
And put my little arms around you.
Shut up!
Why did you kill me, Mommy?
Who is your daddy? Who is your daddy? Who is your daddy?
You really cared for me.
Stop whining. Stop whining. You lack discipline.
What I would have grown up
It's not a
to
tumor.
be.
It's not a tumor.
I'll never know. 'Cause Mommy, you killed me.
Shut up! Quiet. Stop it! Stop whining.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, sir.
Did he say my little arms are all goo?
I don't know.
I'll have to listen. Said that.
I'll have to listen on the replay. I don't know.
Oh, what a number.
Why did my mommy kill
Who saw that coming?
I know.
Wow.
Except for us.
And how big is this girl's cunt that a whole band can get in there and just play for this kid? She's got a box like the Titanic. Kids being sucked out and the band plays on. You put your right arm in and the vacuum sucks it out.
Oh, wow. Thought he was going to be carried out in his little take the baby home clothes, and he's just in a plastic biohazard bag.
He's laying next to a Reuben behind a building. Newspapers thrown on him. Little rats eating his fingers.
Why did my mommy kill me?
What a haunting song. That's wonderful.
You're going to have to throw that in my...
That's wonderful, that song.
I want this in my instant replay.
It should be in your iPod. That's
phenomenal. That is a great song.
All right, well...
That's great.
Why don't we step aside? We have Stalker Patty, Woohoo, and Francine.
Only it was Stalker Patty singing that little song.
Still got to talk about Michael Jackson. What happened to Ben Bailey? He was supposed to stop by today, too. Everyone blew us off today. Vin Diesel's calling in soon.
How about that?
Still got to talk about the Gates.
Aren't they gone?
Yeah.
How about the teacher who had sex with 5 of her students?
Oh, my God. Let's get into that next.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Maybe it'll be part of the news today.
Ooh.
But first, why don't we play a little Stephen Lynch song here? A quickie.
Yet I kiss you on the cheek. Good night, my love, I say. You turn to me and smile. A baby's on the way. And then you drift asleep to dream of life anew. And I lie wondering just what I should do. I could kick you in the stomach and catch you unawares. I could swear to God you accidentally fell that flight of stairs. When I tell you that I love you, I will look you in the eye as I slowly slide the hanger up your thigh. I guess I'm not the fathering type of guy.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony. Ooh, it's in my shoes. Ramon, clean this up.
The Ed Anthony Show. XM 202.
With me gone, Mommy can go back to the prom.
March 4th, I'm officially too old for Michael Jackson to fuck.
Man, we are just goofing off today, huh?
That was horrid.
A lot of fun. And then we take the show on the road Monday and Tuesday, broadcasting live from Washington.
Nice.
And then don't forget, March 17th, St. Patty's Day, we'll be at the Hard Rock Cafe here in New York City on 57th Street between 7th and Broadway, broadcasting from 7 to 11. 7 to 11. It's called Kegs and Eggs, or Eggs and Kegs. And, you know, a lot of people saying we have an invisible audience, so we're hoping some people will show up and check out the live broadcast. We're going to have to get some stuff going up for the live broadcast, I'm
Sure.
thinking. Some fine women and all sorts of things.
We already have a celebrity lined up, by the way, and they're changing the name. It's not Kegs and Eggs. No one likes that name. Heather Mills is going to come. We're going to call it Kegs and Leg.
You've entered the silly zone. It happens from time to time.
I'm tired, man. I'm sleeping 3 hours a night.
Oh.
All right.
That sounded like an Abort Me Elmo doll.
Don't let the hanger get me, kids.
Abort Me Elmo, press the button.
Oh, that's funny.
It screams the silent scream. Wasn't that one of those old propaganda movies? Silent Scream? One of those pro-life?
Oh, yeah.
I saw that one years ago. It was one of those propaganda movies about how aborted fetuses scream in the womb when they're being
Do they?
sucked out. I don't know. Everything's open to debate. Who knows? I say fine. Suck all the unwanted ones out, please.
That's right.
Less criminals.
Less
burdens.
I just found out the name of the mommy in that piece, by the way.
Oh.
Denise Richards.
Oh, gee.
Today, Mommy and Daddy got a divorce, and I won't be loved.
What the hell did Charlie Sheen do? Denise Richards, 6 months pregnant and wants a divorce. My God. That means sex.
Yeah.
What the hell was he banging? And
That's
he got
what
caught.
he does. You know, they said he turned over a new leaf when he got married, but it wasn't going to happen.
All right,
He's
well,
banging something.
That's a big story today.
Stretched her all out with the kids.
They have like a kid that's a little over a year, another one on the way.
Yeah.
Is Denise Richards the one in the Paris Hilton show?
No.
Oh, no, it's Richie.
No, Denise Richards from Star Troopers. She was
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers and
Wild Things.
Wild Things, and she was a Bond girl too.
She hot?
Yeah. Otto.
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
There he is.
Wow.
Now we'll get some class into the show.
That's right.
After
Otto and
that
George making their first appearance
abomination.
on the brand new Opie and Anthony program. All right, so that's a big story. Charlie
Aborted
Sheen.
fetus, sir.
Charlie Sheen getting divorced. Also, what is this the hot teacher thing, Anthony? The hot teacher thing.
Hot teacher?
No, it's not a hot teacher?
Well, there's another teacher having sex with students. Braxton County teacher admitted to having sex with 3 middle school students, police said. And from the pictures, it officially ends the hot teacher having sex with their student streak that's been going on.
Wow.
Now, lately, you've seen the hot, tall blondes that have been having sex with their students.
And I don't really see a problem with that.
Not at all.
Because the ages of these boys, I was thinking what I was thinking at that age. And if my hot blonde teacher wanted to have sex with me, I'm not telling anyone.
These chicks were so hot. The first one that got nailed, the blonde, was having sex with that little black boy, and she was like really hot. The last one, another tall blonde. They showed a picture of her looking out an SUV window as she pulled away from a courthouse, I guess. And she had like a Christina Aguilera hat on and this wild blonde hair, also hot. And now there's Tony Lynn Woods, who's been arrested, 37 years old, of Strange Creek.
Good name for her, by the way, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
Looks more like a male Tony than a female Tony.
She looks like Eddie Trunk.
Wow, man. That's rough.
Sorry for the visual people, but that made us laugh.
There's a Lady Di thing going on.
Yeah.
Just, she is what you would call a fat hag. A hag is a good word for her. And she was having sex with students. And even though she's a slob, isn't there just something hot about it?
Yeah, there's definitely something hot about a teacher banging one of the students when it's a female. Definitely.
Just looking at a picture from Wild Things.
Oh, good God.
Topless.
Good effing
Denise
God.
Richards in the pool.
You look at a picture like that, and you realize that Charlie Sheen definitely has some kind of sick problem. Because look at that.
With the butch, asexual... What the hell's her name? Nev Campbell.
Party of 5.
Oh, remember when she was popular?
She was popular for 10 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, the lesbo scene in, what was it? In Wild Things, right? 1998. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Denise Richards washing the Jeep.
Oh, the car wash scene or whatever?
Very, very hot. She is in a bra. Yeah, we could just waste hours looking at pictures of Denise Richards.
That's the problem with us guys. I don't even remember what we were talking about because now Eric is just showing us picture after picture of Denise Richards. Mm-hmm. My God, man. My God.
Ooh. Yeah, so Tony Linwoods, 37, Strange Creek, 8 counts of sexual assault. Police said several students reported they had been touched or treated inappropriately. How old were they? In the criminal complaint filed against Woods, she admits she had sexual intercourse with 3 students a total of 4 times. 4 times, 3 students, sexual intercourse, middle school kids.
12.
So middle school goes up to, what is that, 12, 13, 14? Yeah. Somewhere around there?
12, 13, yeah.
And
oh my God!
She also admitted to performing oral sex on 2 different juveniles a total of 4 times.
She's a goer.
You are a slut.
Hey, could you stop the story for a second?
Oh, what's going on? The dyke scene?
Yeah, Denise Richards is about to lose her top in Wild Things.
There goes the top.
Making out with Nev Campbell.
Oh, nice side view of Denise Richards' tits there.
Wow.
Fabulous.
That's why we invented wow. Because as soon as you see boobs, you just go, wow. All right, go ahead,
that doesn't
Anthony.
do much for me. I mean, after what Yoshi sends me, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know, that's
please.
true.
Yeah, but
it's celebrities, so... Oh, they don't show Nev Campbell's titties?
She probably... hers probably look like gravy stains.
Yeah, she is not sexual at all.
She has to have really bad boobs for them to, like, film this scene, making sure they don't show them.
They show... The whole scene is her from the back.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Her pale back. So back to the teacher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oral sex on 2 different juveniles, a total of 4 times. Imagine you're these students, it's 2 guys, and one of them gets a blowjob from this teacher and tells his friend, and then he goes and gets one. What story's going around? But what tattletales? Because obviously one of them ratted out, and she has been fired. And had to permanently surrender her teaching certificate.
You know, it's weird. It's like a double standard, and I know you guys will joke or whatever, but you see that a female teacher is banging students. As a guy, you're like, wow, that's really, really hot. You know
Except
what I mean?
for this pig, but
yeah, exactly. But you're thinking all the fantasies you had when you first discovered that you pop boners and stuff, you know? And then you read the same stories of the older male teacher with the young, girl students, and then it's kind of like, oh,
creepy.
Dude, you're a creep.
It's creepy.
It's not the same thing.
No, there's a double standard there, but that's what it is. That's life. There's another teacher that got fired recently. She had somehow her students got hold of her phone and checked out her pictures on her phone, and there was pictures of her nude and having sex and giving oral on the camera. And the students got a hold of her phone and were checking these pictures out. Some 27-year-old teacher. How hot is that? Those opportunities never came about in the olden days.
And how did anyone find out about that?
Again, the stupid students ratted her out. Went to an administrator and said, there's always some idiot.
Some goody two-shoe character.
Yeah. There's pictures of the teacher having sex. Yeah, so? And? What's the problem? You little faggot, go back to the classroom.
Then the guidance counselor has to do something now. He's like, oh, God.
Now we got
tattletale.
Yeah. And they were laughing. The administration has to sound all serious. Yes, we're investigating this. The teacher's been suspended pending an investigation. The students, we are offering counseling.
Well, Sonny, who do you think took those pictures? Why is Otto just waiting out there? He's a big star.
Bring him in.
Otto.
Bring in Otto.
He looks bored. We got to say hi to Otto and George. Anyway, so that's going on. And then the
Don Cheadle stopped in, too, huh?
Wow. Does anyone care that this Foster guy flew around the world?
No. Fawcett?
I don't even know his name. I said Foster, right? Fawcett?
It was the last big aviation record to be broken. Solo flight around the world without stopping for fuel or anything.
Oh, great.
So it's like the last thing. But, yeah, I guess in this day and age of space travel and stuff, it's a little odd. Hey,
Otto and George.
George has his little Yankee jogging suit on. That's nice.
I got to explain, because we have a whole brand new audience.
Yep.
We love Otto, and we love George. The problem is George is a puppet.
George is, yeah.
And this works, trust me, this works on radio.
Sorry I was late. I was under the porch sucking guzzling on the...
Hold on, we don't even have your freaking mic on.
Right. Get that on. All right.
The one good joke I got out, it didn't get in
Damn
the air.
it.
No, because no one heard, so just do it again. Who cares? Who cares?
George has the mirror.
What the fuck is this? All right.
Yeah, it's Otto and George. Otto and his puppet George, but they're best friends, and George is wearing a little Yankee jogging suit.
Hey, fuck the Yankees. It was a gift.
Is that a new George from the last one?
Yeah, this is the new George.
That's the new George.
Wow.
See, he's a little more rosy.
Yeah,
he's got his brain.
Get the brain there.
For when he does his JFK impression.
Okay, let's go get a burger.
And Otto, George, we're on satellite radio. So the old days, you'd come on our show, we'd have to dump out everything. You could just let it fly now.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of satellite radio.
I was thinking about that, but you know, Jim wasn't cursing much, so it's like you still have to be witty somewhat.
No, here's the deal, Otto. When we first got to satellite radio, we were cursing the whole time because it was new and yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was new and different. Then after a while, you get bored with the curse, and then you go clever. But the deal is, this is your first appearance, so I'm thinking you should just curse your ass off.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah, think again. It's very nice to see you guys. Congratulations
it's been a while.
on getting fired.
Yeah, wasn't that great?
Yeah, that helped everybody out, huh? That helped all our friends out.
Who would think
fucking sickness out there?
Church-going people would be so sensitive to their religion.
Who's the meesh-kite in the lounge out there I had to talk to? Don't you have any security here?
Stalker Patty?
Oh, yeah, she's very sweet.
Oh.
She invited me to the Hard Rock tonight. Somebody's brother is doing a cover band.
That's Anthony's.
My brother Joe is playing a U2 cover band and a Journey cover band.
Is he now? It's terrific.
That's tonight at the Hard Rock Cafe at 10 p.m. Free admission. Hard Rock, 10 o'clock tonight.
Terrific.
You can make fun of his brother. It's no big deal.
Well, what band are they tributing anyway?
Well, he's got two of them that he plays in. It's U2 is one of them, and Journey. They actually have a Journey tribute band. And, you know, the singer looks like Steve Perry. And
Groupies?
Yeah, they get the problem with the tribute bands is if you're out there doing a Journey act, you get the girls that used to be hot in the spandex and stuff. They come down now, and they don't look so good. You know, they're old broads with bunts. And they're trying to wear the tight spandex pants, and it just doesn't work out.
Not
a little
all.
much.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining.
Good to see you, Jim.
It's entertaining to watch. Have you seen our old pal, the Great White Gorilla?
I haven't.
What is he? I haven't heard.
He married some female comic, I heard.
He did.
Jeff is married?
Yeah.
Wow. Jeff Norris is married?
Yeah, he married some, she's a stand-up. They worked here. No, I lost touch with him.
Wow.
Yeah, we have too. So.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, we have.
Looking for some common ground there? What was that?
Who ripped one?
That's who do you think? Look to your left.
Bad boy.
Yeah, right around
there. The Lysol.
Nutty.
Like I told you.
Filthy old Simca.
like I told you at the beginning of the show, right around 9 o'clock, the farts come.
Oh. Could you spray a little Lysol?
It doesn't smell at all.
Oh, to you?
No,
that wasn't bad.
This one's not smelling really.
No,
so
I might rip one.
Smells like the dumpster behind Sloan Kettering.
Freak.
So what's going on, Otto? What is going on with you?
It's just fucking early, man. You know, the George Washington traffic, it sucked. I mean, all your listeners, they're in hell. You know, the people that commute, I can't believe it.
They do this every day. Could you imagine?
Oh, God.
No more for us. No more driving.
I come in very early in the morning on the LIE, but no traffic. I like that.
I haven't seen you in probably 2 years. It's funny. I called Otto the other night because I missed him. I haven't seen you in so long. And then all of a sudden Ben's like, "Yeah, we're trying to get on the show." I'm like, "Oh, perfect timing."
There you go.
Good.
What the fuck do you want? I got to get geared up for radio. I got to get my radio chaps back.
Oh, you know what I just got on DVD? Little Murders. Finally out on DVD.
What's Little Murders?
Funny movie.
Yeah, he turned me on to his great comedy with Sutherland and Vincent Gardenia years ago. Great.
Well, know what we could do as Otto gets warmed up here? We could bring Francine in. She's going to do like stupid news for us. Is that cool?
Oh, very good. And then maybe Otto and George can.
Just to let you know, Otto, like the fine folks in Washington, they want us to have like a news person.
Oh, yeah? Of course. That's radio. I mean, you got
And we'll never have a news person, but we figured we'll just like try out.
The auditions will go on forever.
Yeah. We'll try out really awful people to do the news. Like Stalker Patty did it one day, and I don't know. Maybe Otto and George one day will do it.
I'd love to.
But let's bring Francine in here.
We have our ebony
We'll do dinner.
princess.
Okay. All right. Good. Lunch.
Let's bring Francine in. And of course, if anything,
here she comes. Yeah.
And Otto,
ebony princess.
if you feel like it, just
over there.
say whatever you want. Just interrupt her. We don't care.
Thank you, Opie.
You could stand or take a seat, whatever you want to do. Grab the mic.
Dying to be on radio.
It's Francine, everyone. Looking very hot today.
Yes.
Thank you, Opie.
You want to try the VagPump out today?
That's okay.
No?
We have this VagPump, Otto.
Yeah, it's a pump. This thing, it looks like an oxygen mask that goes over a girl's snatch, and you pump the air out, and it makes a vacuum, and actually pulls the lips out. So I swear, it looks like
a monkey's ass.
A monkey, yeah, a mandrill ass.
A mandrill ass. Do we have pictures of what the VagPump can do?
And it's
the damage it can
supposed
do?
to make it more sensitive in that area, and the plumpness, I guess, is better for the male, too, because you'd feel more meat around it.
You know what it is? We're just running out of things to do with chicks.
Yeah. So we figured we'd take a Hoover to their snatch.
We've done everything else, and we're like, who's that guy? Is that one of your guys that's going to beat us up?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Who's that guy?
The Jets hat.
Chubby guy? Yeah, he's my friend, Joe Conti.
Oh, okay.
What is he?
So don't mess with him, right?
Stand up. He's trying to break into radio.
Jesus.
I hope he doesn't break our necks. All right. So
he looks like a leg breaker? No.
Oh, my God. Look at him.
Harmless.
He looks like a Little League coach on trial for fingering a 9-year-old. That fucking creep you brought with you.
Creep. He likes Russian massage parlors.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I kind of respect
What do you get at a Russian massage parlor?
Better
a head job
massage.
Free shovel? I don't know.
You get much better massage than stupid American massage parlor. Much better. Russian do everything better.
Perfect Peter Lorre.
Yeah. Russians do everything better.
Our mood.
All right, why don't we
go ahead?
Why don't we try?
Go ahead.
Otto just hates being here. Francine, you want to do the news today?
Yes, please.
Did you type up some stories?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And well, I guess we'll get started. Do we have the sounder?
Yeah.
Do we have the news sound?
Hopefully, Derek can help me out here with the teletype. All right, he's finding it. No worries.
Jeez.
The satellite radio is weird, too. We don't really take any commercial breaks because there's no real commercials. You ready? All right, Derek, hit it. And now with the news, Francine.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Francine.
President Bush increased pressure on Syria, demanding that they withdraw their troops from Lebanon to give democracy a chance. The U.S., along with armpit hairy-friendly France, has stepped up the pressure for Syria, especially after the assassination of their Prime Minister Rafik al-Hariri.
Could you slow it down and put less voice inflection into it?
Jesus.
That's the top story?
It's Cindy Brady, everyone. So what's going on with that story?
Apparently there's people, Lebanon people, and some... Okay, I guess they're telling people to get out of Lebanon, the Syrians.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, that was very informative.
And that is the top story today.
Thank you.
I don't know what it means.
That means
the way you tell it.
He wants the Syrians to get out of Lebanon so that democracy can flourish.
If you aren't wearing a retainer, you'd be right out of here. Throw you out, but the retainer's adorable.
I like it too.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't even need it anymore, and you keep wearing it, right?
No, I told you, March 7th.
March 7th it comes out?
March 7th, my retainer came on.
All right, go ahead, Francine. Next story.
is hoo-hoo in a little doo-doo? Seems as though investigators have reason to believe that Howard Stern's limo driver, Ronnie Mund, may have done some insider trading.
Ooh.
Ronnie, the limo driver, bragged in studio about how he had bought Sirius stock cheap before his boss joined the company. The SEC are trying to determine if Mund had insider information. Ronnie, you don't trade inside and brag about it on national radio. Are you serious? When asked to comment, Howard had this to say: I don't care. I just don't care.
Wow. Do you even know what inside trading is?
Insider trading, yeah.
It's something to do with the stock market.
Very good. That's good. No, you don't. You didn't. You're not an investigative reporter where you really look into the story, are you?
Otto, she watched Sesame Street until she was, what, 12?
Almost 13.
Almost 13.
Spider monkey. Sorry.
Good show.
Right.
It's a good show. Of course it is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy yes.
It teaches you, like, the alphabet and reading and stuff like that, sure.
Well, I liked it.
Yeah. All right.
That and Fraggle Rocks. It was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next story.
This is Walter Cronkite with the CBS Evening News. Old dirty bastard died today or died. Martha.
George piped it in. I think George has just about had it with this scene in the studio. Go ahead, Francine. Next story.
Michael Jackson is on trial again for yet again frotaging and fondling a little cancerous.
Frotaging?
Frotaging and fondling? What the?
Frotaging and fondling.
Wait, for what?
Frottage. It's like when you lightly rub someone.
Wait, is it F-R-O-T-A-G-E?
I think so.
Frottage.
It's frottage?
No, not frottage. Frottage. I used to do it in high school. It's kind of like when you rub your penis against a girl's ass. It's copping a feel, and it's quote unquote accidentally, but it's copping a feel. I believe. Yeah, it's very antisocial.
Well, then it's right up your alley.
Yeah, frottage.
I thought it was frottage.
Let me see.
Well, that's how I spelled it.
Oh.
How did she spell it?
F-R-O-T-A-G-I-N-G.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right.
It's not right.
It
certainly isn't.
All right, go ahead with the Michael Jacksons. The Michael Jacksons. Go ahead.
Guys, a riot.
Before molesting him, the boy claims that Jackson gave him wine and showed him porn magazines. But the biggest question is, what sane mother leaves their ailing son with a man already accused of child molestation?
Oh, no one's thought of that yet. No one's looked at that angle.
Yeah, there's a new angle.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Insane and nuts.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Jackson, regardless of whether you're innocent, they're going to walk away with a shitload of money. With enough of it to erase these memories. Meanwhile, you'll be in jail with a rotten balloon knot, swallowing and rubbing off Baba's Jesus juice from your face. Doesn't matter if you have a star-studded defense list. Sorry to say it, but Mike, you got Jack, son.
Oof.
Oh my God!
Stop chortling it yourself. What is that?
Oh wow! You were proud of that line at the end there.
Captain Munaki is embarrassed. You got Jack, son. I get it.
Get it?
Yeah.
Wow, we were having a really good show until this point. A really good one, man. It was one of the better ones, I tell you.
That was not a bad line.
Yeah.
Got Jack,
she pumped her fist in the air. She was all proud of herself.
Really proud of it.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was all right.
All right.
Thank you, Timmy.
You're hot, so I guess it was good. All right, let's go.
That bitch, Lizzie Grumface, a.k.a. PR Bad Girl, is pushing her new TV series Power Girls big time for MTV. Best known for reversing her Mercedes SUV into a crowd of innocent bystanders outside a Southampton nightclub. Okay. Lizzie told...
I thought I was a bad reader at times.
I kind of wrote along.
No, you're all right. Good.
No, it's making
frotaging.
It's just ponderous.
Effing ponderous.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
That's good, right?
Lizzie told the Daily News that she's trying to clean up her image and told them her favorite motto, any publicity is good publicity. How original.
What? I was dozing. I dozed off during that. Did you get enough sleep last night? Is there any synapses sparking under that Jiffy Pop hat? No? Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me explain some brainwave activity and how it works to you.
There's nothing wrong with that hat. Let Lawrence... Fuck!
Oh, you
Lawrence
stink.
Hilton Jacobs. I almost said Lawrence Jacobs Hilton. Fucking idiot.
What is synapses?
What?
What's synapses?
The last surviving prop from the set of Good Times is on her head. I like the hat.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
All right. Did they get Billinger yet? I heard that Michael Jackson story already.
Lakehurst, New Jersey. The Hindenburg burst into flames.
Yeah. Well, you're dumb as dirt, but you're cute as a button doing it.
Thank you, Anthony.
Very
nice of you.
Are you almost done?
I got 2 more stories.
All right.
That little whore, Lil' Kim, is facing up to 30 years in jail for lying about the famous shootout in front of Hot 97 on February 25th. This comes after...
Pardon my interruption. Did you just sound out that little R in February?
February?
George is just sitting there stunned. Absolutely stunned.
George is stunned?
I got
Why, because
nothing
he
for
hasn't
you.
blinked?
George, hold the mirror. My eyes.
All right, so you can continue.
This comes after Lil' Kim's friends testified yesterday that the racy rapper blatantly lied to a grand jury when she said that she didn't know him and that he wasn't with her when he opened fire outside of the Manhattan studio. The man, Swift Gutta Jackson, who identified himself on stand as Lil' Kim's pal, admitted he sprayed machine gun fire into a crowd that day.
Buck. I hear you. That's it?
That's the Lil' Kim story.
You have one more, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations to Steve Fawcett, who became the first person to fly around the world alone without stopping or refueling. Starting out in north-central Kansas, Fawcett, who survived on 12 milkshakes and water during the flight while using bottles for the bathroom, landed yesterday, had this to say: "That was something I wanted to do for a long time. So good for you."
Oh, that's it. Kind of the feel-good story at the end.
Yeah.
You got to have that
If
feel-good
you're still
story.
awake.
Yeah. Wow. That was the dullest thing ever. Like last time, you spiced it up with some stuff. You put a little commentary into it. You know, a little opinion. This time, I think you put all your eggs in that Michael Jackson, you got Jackson gag, and you thought that was going to carry you for the whole thing.
I think you called it in today.
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
This could be it for Francine.
I don't think so. I liked it.
Do you have a background in journalism or anything like that?
I have a communications bachelor's degree from NYU.
What, did you find it on the subway?
No, I got it.
Oh.
In school.
Oh.
She graduated college, if you can believe that, Otto.
I'm going to nail all my old cum rags from high school in Central Park to increase tourism. I'm going to call it the Jism Trail.
You didn't like the gates there, George? It made $250 million for the city.
Yeah,
really?
Who gives a shit? But they're saying it's art.
Yeah.
Is it? Did you guys go?
It was the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I
It's
went.
something you go to. I was driving by the park and looked, and I was there.
I walked through the park every day, so I'm like, well, I'm here. Might as well check it out.
People that walked around and actually looked at it. What the fuck?
It was orange.
Yeah.
It was orange shower curtains. Literally.
And once you saw one, you saw them all. There's no difference.
Like something else we've heard of.
God.
All right. Henri wants to say something to Francine. Henri.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Pretty good.
You know that Helen Keller had better delivery, and George has more enthusiasm for the fucking news. And I'll see you guys St. Patrick's Day.
Helen Keller? Wow. Do you know who Helen Keller was? Francine? No?
Is she a star?
Yes. Star? Yes, she could be considered a star. She's famous.
Really?
Yeah. Helen Keller. You never heard of that name?
Mm-mm.
No? Have you ever heard of George Washington Carver?
I know George Washington.
You don't know George Washington Carver?
Well, George Washington's like the second or third. I don't know. He's one of the presidents.
One of the presidents. Very good.
You're right.
Second or third?
But is he second or third, though?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He kind of started the whole president thing, actually.
Yeah. Who was the first?
Jesus.
Who was the first president of these United States?
I think it was Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Of course it was.
That's it. Abraham Lincoln first, and then George Washington. Do you know who the third was? That's tough.
Herbert Hoover.
Herbert Hoover. Very good.
What the hell did you learn in college?
Well, we didn't have history courses.
No?
Nope.
Didn't they have some in high school, though, that you had to kind of skate through to get to college?
Well, I did really bad in high school.
You did?
Yeah.
But so how'd you get into college?
Well,
By spreading her legs.
No.
Opie.
Sorry.
Did you?
That was a mean shot. I'm sorry, Francine.
Do you know the definition of bacteria?
Yes.
It's the rear end of a cafeteria. What was King Louis XIV responsible for? King Louis XV.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't get it.
So Abraham Lincoln was the first president, and what year was that?
Around the 1700s?
Around the 17. That's a 100-year buffer you got going there. Can you narrow it down a little more?
1793.
1793, and Lincoln. What was the most his biggest impact on the country as president?
Freed Willie.
I think that was a movie.
Yeah.
You're making eyes like you just saw a ghost. Is this
I'm
too
trying
much
to
for you?
Figure out what he did.
Abe Lincoln, very influential as president.
He wore a big hat.
He wore a big hat.
That's right.
That's right. You're right. That was his biggest contribution.
That and the soaring crime rate.
Most people wish he'd pulled that big hat over his head before he signed a piece of paper.
And he was tall.
He was tall, and it wasn't just the hat.
Skinny.
Skinny,
And
very good.
You are a black woman, so it's very good that you know this.
That you know that. What did he do? There was something he did that was historic, and its impact is still felt today. In police stations all over the country. All right. Inappropriate. No?
No.
As an African-American woman, I'm flabbergasted here. You should know what Abraham Lincoln did. Have you ever heard of the Emancipation Proclamation?
Oh, my God. Our brain's going to explode.
Yes, I take it when I have diarrhea.
All right, what is it?
What is it?
I believe that's freeing of the slaves.
Freeing of the slaves. Right. Very good. Now, do you know who signed the Emancipation Proclamation? I'll give you a hint. He's skinny and has a big hat.
Would it be Abe Lincoln?
Abe Lincoln. Very good.
She's adorable.
You've learned a lot in here today.
Thank you, guys.
That just seems to me something, you know.
Who's on the?
You should know.
Who's on the $1 bill?
Oh.
That would be Washington.
Washington. Who's on the 5?
Oh, I know money. Washington?
Is on a 5 also?
No, it's Lincoln with the hat.
Lincoln. Yep. Let's get a little trickier now. Who's on a 10? That's tough.
Okay. Would it be?
You'd never get it. I'm sorry for not having faith, but Jesus.
Yaphet
Can you give me a first name?
A first name.
A first name. I'll give you a first name.
Yeah.
Alexander.
Houston?
Alexander Houston.
Yep,
Very
absolutely.
good. That is...
How did you see that jerk?
Alexander Houston, our
his
president.
ragtime band.
His ragtime band, of course.
We got to find out who is smarter, Lady Di or Francine.
I'd actually give it to Lady Di.
Yeah?
And she is really, really not smart.
I don't know. Francine has a weird kind of knowledge.
Francine seems clever. You're street smart. But you really don't have any knowledge whatsoever about anything. You're what they call ignorant. It's not a bad thing. You have the capability of learning. You just haven't learned anything. Your brain is devoid of information. It is a storage locker, pristine and empty.
I am book smart.
You're book smart?
Yes.
Comic book? What kind of book?
Yeah, give us something.
Not history.
Give us something you know.
What would you consider
Give us
yourself
something
a little bit more of an expert in than anyone
Give us something you know that would impress us.
Everyone's got their specialties.
Maybe something you think we wouldn't know.
The tallest tree is located in California.
It wears a hat, and it was our first president. Really, the tallest tree, and what type of tree is that?
Big ass tree.
Big ass tree.
A willow tree?
A willow tree.
I know it's in
Probably an
California.
oak.
Yeah, something like that.
Sequoia?
Sequoia.
See?
Redwood.
Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy said it.
Oh.
The Sequoia. Coincidentally enough, that's her cousin's name, Sequoia. No? Sorry. Black people have funny names sometimes. Like Sequoia, Spatula. No? Wow. So nothing else. Is there a subject that you're pretty good in?
Yeah.
That you were good in school?
English.
English.
Mm-hmm.
You're good in English. All right. I'm trying to think of some type of question that would show her English skills. Maybe
Geography.
You're good at geography?
Yes.
All right. Then we'll talk about math. I'm kidding, of course. All right. Geography. Capitals, things like that?
Yes.
All right. What is the capital of New York?
Manhattan.
Manhattan, New York is indeed the
Okay,
capital
1 for 1.
of New York. Holy shit.
What is the...
I am stunned.
Wow.
Manhattan, New York, the capital of New York. Okay.
1 for 1.
That's good.
How about New Jersey?
It's a tough one.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Your first instinct is probably right. You probably have it, and you're doubting it, but that's probably right.
Her first instinct was Nebraska.
Wait, Wyoming's a country?
Wait, it's coming to her, guys. It's coming to her.
It is.
Would it be... I don't know. New Jersey?
Yes.
New Brunswick?
Absolutely.
New Brunswick. New Brunswick, New Jersey
2 for
is
2.
indeed the capital of New Jersey.
I told you your first
She
instinct
is
is
good
right.
at geography then. Maybe world geography, a little
World
better.
is good.
World geography.
All right, world geography.
A little better. All right. What continent is India part of?
Ooh, very good.
It is part of Asia.
Ooh. You are smart.
The tsunami.
Oh, you learned from the tsunami?
Yes.
And that's another cousin's name, by the way, Tsunami. Yo, Tsunami. Yeah. Wow, see, that learned you something.
Yes, it did.
All right. Anything else? Any other subjects you're very good at? No? You weren't good in social studies? Or?
I was good in social studies,
You were?
actually.
Isn't that kind of history and things like that?
Yeah, but, it's been a long time. High school was
What years did World War II last for America? What years were our involvement in World War II?
It was early 30s.
Early 30s, indeed. 1932.
To early 40s.
Right, to early 40s. Yes. Wow. That's great. Yeah. You're fighting a painter at that point, I believe. Wow. Okay. Well, you've proven yourself. You are indeed book smart. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're good at geography.
Good.
George, any comments over there?
That Hitler was cranky.
It's part of what you learned in social studies.
Yes. I was very
Wow. And what are you doing? Are you still in college?
No, I work as a secretary.
Did you graduate?
Yeah,
And you have a degree?
I surely did.
And what does that do for you, that degree? What'll that...
Well, so far it really hasn't done a lot.
No? Did they ask to see it when you went for a job?
No.
No. And you got a job, secretary?
Yes.
What kind of company?
Real estate.
Real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So you help out with the big land deals that are going on?
Yes.
What do you have to do as a secretary to real estate? Give me a little of your job. Because I'm stunned. Because if it's anything aside from breathing and eating, I really can't see you doing it.
No, I like type papers.
Yeah.
And I write bills, and I take phone calls a lot.
Yeah.
Lots
You
of
write
phone-
bills?
Mm-hmm. But I'm going back to school because I want to do something else.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't think real estate's for you?
Nah, not really. It's cool, but
What is for you?
I'm either going to go back to be a teacher or a lawyer.
A teacher or a lawyer? Wow. Wow. A lawyer.
Well, it depends on how much money I have.
Should get you the death penalty for jaywalking, this one.
She had a little mix-up at the real estate office. Sold an Upper West Side apartment for $10. Billed the guy $10 for it. It's coming out of her pocket, so she's got to become a lawyer to pay for it, right?
Yeah, do you know what jaywalking is?
Yes, I do, actually.
Pretty simple law if you're going to be a lawyer. What is it?
Yeah.
Well, I heard it on your show.
All right, what is it?
It's like walking across the street. And I believe you're usually walking not near the traffic signals.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, sort of. Technically, it's walking from one corner to the next corner of an intersection on an angle, on the diagonal, instead of in straight lines across the street. Yeah. But, it's a crossing when you're not supposed to, sure.
Here's a future lawyer question. How do you feel about tort reform?
Oh, very good, yeah.
What's tort reform?
You mean pop tort? What kind of tort you talking about?
Tort reform is basically it's cutting down on litigation. People like needless lawsuits.
Yeah.
Senseless lawsuits.
Yeah. Well, becoming a lawyer, she probably wouldn't like that.
Absolutely.
It's cutting in on your income. Would you be a criminal lawyer, defense? Maybe a prosecution? Would you be a lawyer for lawsuits and civil lawyer? What kind of lawyer?
I just read a lot of Grisham novels, so just general law, I guess.
Just like a lawyer that reads Grissom novels. Okay.
General law.
General law.
So you're learning a lot about the law from the Grisham novels.
They're really good.
Would you like to defend, like, guilty people, that kind of law? Or prosecute them?
I guess I would defend people.
You would want to defend people.
The jail's going to be
Yeah.
filled
Wow.
to the brim.
Imagine the poor bastard comes in, goes, what?
What was that? What was that one Grisham novel? It's about the young lawyer who comes up against the odds.
What do you mean?
There's like a young lawyer, and he's thrown into this situation that's supposed to be over his head, and he kind of like does some behind-the-scenes investigating. That one Grisham novel. What was that one?
That one.
And in the end, everything works out?
Yeah, it works out okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the big famous one.
It's set in kind of like a southern law firm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah. Maybe.
Which one is that?
It's everyone.
Oh, okay.
Every single one of them.
John Grisham should get prostate cancer. He writes the same fucking book every time.
No, he does not.
He certainly does.
And she goes, I don't think I've read that one yet. No, you've read that one 5 different times.
I didn't know Grisham made pop-up books.
I read.
It's a lawyer doing this in the scolding fashion. Good on radio, point, and then expecting audience at home to laugh.
All right, let's thank Francine for doing what she does best.
Nice job, Francine.
Thank you, guys.
Otto and George in the studio. We got to take a quick break. George, any comments about what you just saw?
I got a Smith & Wesson ready for the next...
Francine's going to St. Copious of... well...
All right, well...
see you on the docks, Senator.
Well, Francine was talking about Michael Jackson somewhere in there.
Really?
And we've been having a lot of fun with Jay Leno's monologues on the Michael Jackson thing. So
you know who Jay Leno is?
Yes, I do.
Of course you do.
All right, so this is what Jay had to say about
the
Jackson case last night on his program.
Let's see what's happening in the news that I'm allowed to talk about. You know about this gag order? You know, I'm a potential witness in the Michael Jackson trial. As you know, there's a gag order for everyone involved in the Michael Jackson trial. In fact, I believe I'm the first person over the age of 12 that has been gagged by Michael Jackson. So tonight, folks, all Tito Jackson jokes. That's what we have tonight. Although he's under a gag order also, Michael did answer one reporter's question yesterday. Did you see that? Show that footage from the trial yesterday where Michael answered.
Michael, how do you feel about missing the Boy Scout Jamboree this weekend?
Angry.
Well, in their opening argument, the defense says that Michael Jackson freely admits he reads girly magazines. Though he was disappointed when we bought Playboy and found out, there are no boys in it. No, see, that's their strategy, to try and make Michael seem like a normal guy, saying he reads girly. When was the last time it was called a girly magazine? About maybe 59, possibly? Right after Korea, sometime in that era? Anyway, they said Michael likes to look at the fold-out and fantasize, oh, man, I wouldn't mind artificially inseminating her. You know.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
All right, we're back with the Opie and Anthony program, trying to get the energy back into the show. We got Otto and George in the studio, Stalker Patty outside the studio, Vin Diesel blowing us off, it looks like.
Why?
God, we were doing him a favor. I don't really care if we talk to Vin Diesel.
I don't think he's scared. I
All
think
right,
maybe
slow down, Opie.
What?
Yeah.
We're doing Vin Diesel a favor?
I think so.
You know, I think we could slow down a little bit. I think we could take our place in showbiz and kind of keep it a little in perspective.
No, because we've never been about the big celebrities, and we are doing him a favor because he's trying to promote Pacifier, and the movie's getting just killed. The reviews are absolutely awful for this film. So, yes, we're doing him a favor. Do you want to talk to Vin Diesel about his new movie, Pacifier?
I would love to.
Really?
Maybe get a picture with him?
I want to talk to him about that
Get
movie.
a picture from him. He's calling in.
No, I know.
You're going to take a picture of the phone as we're talking to him?
Why not? Get audio of it and just play it.
He was in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Boiler Room, which I thought was a pretty good movie. That's the one where Giovanni Ribisi plays the retarded stockbroker.
That was a great
instead
movie.
Instead of the retarded soldier or the retarded...
Right. That was a great movie.
Retarded roles.
But Vin Diesel's acting in that movie was awful, and it amazes me that he went on from that point and became as big as he is
How about
nowadays.
The Fast and the Furious?
Never saw.
How about Triple X?
Triple X was kind of a bomb.
I never saw any of these movies except Private Ryan.
Chronicles of Riddick?
Never saw that.
That was last year's failure, yes.
Jeez.
Dude, that movie stunk.
E-I-E-I-O.
Somebody wants to say hi to us. Hey, Durf.
Yeah,
Wheeler Durf. What's going on, Wheelchair Fred?
Nothing but, first of all, I have to wish my son a happy birthday.
He's got to wish his son a happy birthday, is what he's saying.
He's 20 years old.
Otto, this guy is actually completely there. He lost his, voice box pretty much in a bad motorcycle
tragic accident. He was on his motorcycle, and Don Geronimo backed out of his driveway and ran over him.
And his legs are all mangled because I don't think he had insurance, so he never got his legs fixed the right way. So now he's in a wheelchair with a really bad voice. And people think that he's slow because of his voice, but he's not.
If you play any kickball, try and favor the good leg.
So,
fucking invalid.
So he's such a mess that he can't get girls anymore, so he decided to go gay. But he's not gay because he's just desperate, I guess, is what he says.
Yeah, so he's taking a dick in the ass by some guy he met at a deli
Right.
Not because he's gay, because he's just so desperate for any kind of physical contact and sexual activity that he figured he'd take one in the can.
I think to quote Fred, he said, "What the heck?"
Yeah, what the heck?
What the heck?
Yeah.
You know,
should put some rock salt in your Vaseline so you get some more injuries going. Loser.
You know, I've said what the heck to a lot of stuff, but the decision to have another man's dick in you is never a what the heck moment.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, chicken or steak tonight. Chicken, what the heck? That's fine. A dick in the ass, never what the heck.
No.
I want to give it a little more consideration.
You want to kiss a girl or be fucked in the ass? 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other.
I think he said something like, if you go 7 years without pussy, you would do it too, right? Is that what you said, Durf?
Yeah, exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about that. So
I don't know.
Get this crippled sodomite off the air.
Calm down, George.
Sodomite.
Speak up, talk louder.
What?
I can hardly hear you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you don't want to hear this stuff.
Don't worry about it.
It's not encouraging.
You're gonna roll into traffic if you hear this stuff. Let's get Stalker Patty in here to say hi to. Might as well.
Well, first of all, no luck.
No luck with what?
Oh, I thought he said no vodka.
Lazy.
Oh yeah, we told all our fans or listeners, whatever, to email Fred.
Oh.
Fred, no one's gonna bang you.
Dude, I want to get him out to the Bunny Ranch in Nevada.
Yeah.
To bang out there.
Great day at work for those girls when he comes rolling in.
Wheeling in.
Could you suck my dick?
From one freak to another, Stalker Patty stopped by before work today.
Hi,
Patty's brought some gifts.
The last time we saw Stalker Patty, she was crawling around the floor naked.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We paid her money to crawl around the floor naked.
Hey, Stalker Patty, could you flash Otto? It's his first appearance on the brand new Opie Anthony show.
Yes.
What did I ever do to?
I'm
Yes.
waiting for a comment out of the puppet.
Out of the puppet, George? Sure. Look at this. Shut up, Fred. Shut up. All right.
God.
Go
ahead. Just be.
Look at this mess.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Looking extra pale and cadaver-like this morning.
Well, anyway, here, this is for Steve and Eric because it was their birthday. The only reason why Eric doesn't have a ribbon is because I just found out it was his birthday.
Whatever.
I'm sorry.
Tiny little boxes to give out.
And this is your 100th show truffles. Congratulations on your 100th show this week.
Obviously, I know it's not in those boxes. Any of your dignity. There's none left after that last appearance.
He crawled naked across the floor in a Krusty the Clown mask.
Really?
Yeah, fantastic.
Classic moment.
Yeah, for money.
Yeah,
Let's see the truffles.
The video,
200.
The video's up on Opie and Anthony, so.
I'd like a truffle,
I
sweetie.
can't access the video
Open
because
it.
my computer crashes every time
We don't care.
Why do you? I have to ask. Why do you sign your emails? Peace out, Patty. She signs them.
That's my way of signing them.
Peace out.
Yeah, I've been signing my emails that way for years. Last couple years.
Really?
Only you would know that we've done 100 shows for XM.
Mm-hmm.
We were keeping track for a while, but
Actually, no. I found out on Whackbag. Someone figured it out and posted it, and I says, "Oh wow, okay."
Otto, for a while there, Anthony and I we would work really hard on the show and try to bring some cleverness and intelligence to the program, maybe enlighten people out there.
Yeah.
But we finally came to the realization we have to dumb down this show.
We just gave up.
We just gave up. Listen to this. We got this retard on the phone. We got this over here. Francine is trying to figure out how to get home.
Wow.
She forgot where she lived. And we're trying to do highbrow, intelligent, clever stuff.
And Vin Diesel doesn't call us.
Right.
It's a mess.
It's just a mess of a program.
We did teach people some stuff today, though. Lincoln, the first president.
Yeah.
Yes, New Jersey, the capital of New Jersey. Ooh, do I want to fuck her.
Oh, someone visited me in the store this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, went to see
Unfortunately,
the
it wasn't a
with
Grim
her
Reaper.
husband.
Little tap on the shoulder and bye-bye.
I didn't have the salmon mousse.
I look up from my register and I see Marion.
Oh!
Came in, right in, because she saw me working. Because I was counting out the register.
Oh.
So she says to me, Patty, do me a favor, write an email or something and tell them lay off Lady Di. I says, yeah, right. I didn't do anything because I'm not involved. So, I mean, she can tell her herself.
Quiet.
Stop
yeah,
whining.
and then Di
Stop
called
whining.
me the day
Stop
I
whining.
sent that email
Stop whining.
to you about a month
Stop
and
whining.
a half ago.
Stop whining.
Why'd
Stop
you
whining.
do it?
Stop whining.
Why'd you
Quiet.
do it?
Quiet.
I'll call
Stop
you
whining.
back.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Shut up. Shut up. Quiet. Stop whining.
And
Stop
she has to
whining.
call
Stop
to
whining. Stop whining. Stop whining. Stop whining. Stop it.
We should rent these people out as pets, I'm thinking.
My God.
Yeah, Don Geronimo's house.
God. We should rent these people out as pets.
Well, you'd send them to Super Bowl parties, and if your team loses, you can just punch them until the police show up.
I mean, we could rent Wheelchair Fred out for the day and Stalker Patty.
Imagine that rolling around your house. I'm hungry, feed me.
Opie, can I have a truffle?
Yeah.
I know. Why aren't you opening
Why
that,
are the
Opie?
truffles over there?
We should partake. They're very tasty.
Yes, I'd like one. I think Otto would like one.
They're very tasty from what I hear.
I had a lot of what Otto
Truffles
says.
from Godiva Chocolate.
So, Fred, you're not getting laid from the email you're getting from our listeners?
No, I'm confusing workers. I can't figure out the computer.
You can't figure out the computer?
I'm too dumb.
Too dumb. You know how easy computers are these days? Patty's using one, for God's sake.
Yeah, if I can do it.
No, we got to do it, Wheelchair Fred, next week. We're going to be broadcasting live from Washington Monday and Tuesday. We need Fred to do the news from his home.
Oh.
Fred will be the next victim to do the news.
Let's see.
That'd be good.
Which ones are good?
All of them.
What about the... Ooh. Do you want the Lou Gossett Jr., the Halle Berry, or the Michael Jackson? I'm taking the Halle Berry.
Well, let me see.
I'll take the
I eat the chocolates every day.
Ooh!
Yeah, you're looking more pear-like
What's in the
every day.
No.
I don't know. It's good chocolate, though.
What is it, like a vegetable or something?
No.
It's,
I think
these are just chocolate.
Oh, Otto, they're to die for.
It's not for me. Thank you.
You like chocolate?
Very good stuff.
Here, I'll do one.
I'm going to have another one, please.
It's the only redeeming quality you have anymore. Is the fact that she works at this place and is able to bring us chocolate.
Fred, you got anything else?
No. I just want someone to do me.
Bozy bop.
Fred just wants someone to do him. That's all he asks in this
world. Don't ask.
All right, let's go to Pinchy. Pinchy, what did you learn on the show today?
Hey, Greg and Tony, how you guys doing?
Good.
Very good.
Hey, Muffin.
Hello, Pinchy, I'm eating.
Hey, I learned two things today. I learned that Philly girls are good at sack races.
Yeah.
And I learned from Opie that Ben's dad has a cigar boat.
The cigar boat wasn't Ben's dad, was it?
No, that was Bill Blumenreich
Yeah.
from the comic section.
Kurt,
Get
what's
it
up?
right, you buffoon.
Kurt, what's up?
Yeah, today I learned that for reparations, they gave everyone 40 acres, a mule, and bachelor's degree to NYU. Punching up.
Wow.
That was love to hear Wheelchair Fred yelling as there's a splash behind the Achille Lauro. Wonderful.
The Achille Lauro?
Achille Lauro.
Oh,
That's what
it's Achille Laurel.
Lauro.
No. Oh, if I'm wrong.
You. Hold on.
Sparky.
Klinghoffer.
Hey, guys.
Klinghoffer.
Hey, I learned
That's all I gotta
today
put
that Francine would be a perfect candidate to take snipe hunting. So she's so stupid she stay out in the woods looking for that bird for hours.
I agree.
Only Fred understood what that guy said. Rob, what's up?
How do you spell that Jew's name?
Put wheelchair-splash.
All right.
Rob, what's up?
Achille Lauro. Lauro.
The L is silent.
It's the Achille Lauro.
I've been saying it wrong. What year was that?
You have?
Achille Laurel, I thought it was.
Laurel? I like the Achille Hardy. That's the funnier ship.
Well, I am.
That's funny. The ships pass. One puts a big pie and the other one's bridge.
This is a fine, spineless mess you've gotten us into.
Who threw the Jew off the promenade deck? Someone seems to have rolled a Jew off the boat. We're in trouble now. I'm sorry, Ollie. Very good. All I saw was a splash and a yarmulke floating on the water. Very good. The Achille Laurel. Oh,
you see that of a Naked Gun movie, just push.
Whoa, oy vey!
Hey, Rob, what's up?
Yo, Opie Anthony.
What up?
I I learned two things. Yesterday, I learned that the more melanin you have in your skin, the smarter you are. So Francine must be a very light black person.
Ah, right.
Punch it out.
Oh, yeah, that was from yesterday. Very
Yeah,
good.
It was.
Connected the two shows for us. Billy, what's up?
Alexander Houston is on the $10 bill, and that's from Alexander Hamilton.
Philly, what's up, Philly?
You, very educational show today, boys.
Yeah, like college in here.
I learned that Opie was in a cigar board on Martha's Vineyard with Gwyneth Paltrow's naked uncle while Larry David was stoned to him blow with Tom Brady. It's crazy, insane, it's nuts.
Wow, Ben.
Hey, that's a good one, man. Thank you. Let's say hi to Steve. Steve, what did you learn on the program today?
Hey, I learned today that who needs hooked on phonics when you got affirmative action?
All right.
That was mean-spirited and not educational.
Wheelchair Fred, you learn anything on the show today?
I learned that the girl from NYU would be great lay.
The girl from NYU would be a great lay?
Sure.
Yeah, sometimes you would know when she came.
She wouldn't know if she came?
Sometimes
All right, Kenny, what did you learn on the show?
Hey, Ope. Hey, Ant. Hey, dummy.
Hey.
Not you, George.
Yo.
I learned that Manhattan's the capital of New York.
Very good. And real fast, Otto and George playing the Stress Factory at the end of the month of March, called the Stress Factory.
That's it. Party is over. Everybody go home.
The Opie and Anthony Show.